Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are awesome, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the wild, wild web. It is Thursday, June 11th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. We're coming to you live and in living color from a beautiful yet undisclosed location in the Austin, Texas hills. It's summery. We're in the unofficial home of internet entrepreneurship. We're brought to you by Northbeam Intelligence, Seguno, PostScript, Rocked, Aftercell, Axon by AppLovin, Proxima, Universal Ads, and Rich Panel. And we got a jam-packed show for you today. LMNT is officially suing the Oasis app and its founder. This is a story that we have tracked for some time. A lot of the CPG, specifically crowd and founders and operators, have had a lot to say, and now it is officially going to court. We're going to dive into it. R3medy Health, not just gummies, but 3D printed gummies, custom 3D printed gummies. They have just secured, they have just secured $18 million in funding, and I'm not sure it gets any more D2C happy than this. Cash App Mobile is now officially a thing, $40 per month. Unlimited everything, and maybe they're going to take over Gen Z. And Singing Pastures is finding its own path and white space in the meats market. We're going to talk about all of it today. We have Brian Folmer, founder of FirstLook VC, coming to us. Going to talk about portfolio. They've done a lot in food that I'm particularly interested in. Colin Slattery, founder, CEO of Tycoon Digital, coming to us, known for a bit of controversy on the interwebs every now and again, and of course, scaling the biggest brands to the heights upon the interwebs. We're also going to be joined by Kieran Matthew, partner and CEO at Equip Foods, bringing primal, ancestral, ingredients-focused health to the masses. Maybe we can even encourage him to make ice cream for all of us as well. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin One Shot Doherty. Get in here, Colin. Get in here. Let's go. Spider-Man. I will say, you are at least 2 notches cooler than Peter Parker, though. That's what I would say. That's my take. Yeah. I totally think so. Story we have been following for some time, the current thing on the interwebs inside of consumer. LMNT officially suing the Oasis app and its founder. This tweet came to us by way of Andrea of the Snacks Shot, and she had this to say: finally, LMNT has sued Oasis app and their founder, expecting more brands to come forth with official suits as well. LMNT is using Alex Shapiro of Quinn Emanuel. A number of people had a lot to say about this. I don't know Quinn Emanuel specifically, but apparently it's very relevant and one would say quite litigious or quite good. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why, but this was a big point for a number of people. And you can see on the first page here, we've actually got the document. It's 51 pages of evidence. First paragraph, though, nature of the action, I think gives a succinct summary of the following thereafter. Oasis is a fear-driven ratings app built on a simple and cynical formula. be controversial, go viral, and profit. Its founder, Cormac Hayden, publicly declared that he, quote, cracked the code to going viral through controversy and divisiveness. Oasis repeatedly lied and misled consumers to execute that strategy. And even when Oasis knew that its statements were false and misleading about LMNT and dozens, if not hundreds of other brands, it took no steps to correct them. The lies were too profitable. I hate to see this. I hate to see this, but as the controversy continued to unfold, one thought that this might be coming. It was hinted at several times, even though Oasis promising to rebuild, restructure, reformalize. Now they're going to have to go to court, and maybe more cases to come. Colin, before we get into more comments and responses here, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is absolutely brutal. This is not great for Oasis, obviously, but this is also not great for the brands that are involved because it is a distraction for them. You want them to be focusing on scaling their businesses, building their businesses, and pushing, the wider world of direct to consumer and e-commerce forward instead of getting involved in litigious disputes like this, which will be rather expensive and time consuming from both parties. So, not great to see.
I think they might argue, though, and James Murphy here might argue, CEO of LMNT. He might argue that if they went and did nothing, then maybe it would continue to be more of a distraction. They might argue this, and maybe this was a last resort for them. I don't know. James had this to say today. We filed a lawsuit against Oasis. Oasis misled customers knowingly, repeatedly. The case with LMNT is straightforward. It's linked below, but this case is about more than that. To me, this is about fabricated fear for profit. It's about a group of online health creators, quote, that have lost their way, terrorizing people, especially new parents of young kids and those with vulnerable conditions. There are hundreds of accounts now manufacturing scientific sounding content, often with AI that they know almost nothing about. Oasis has misled millions of people about hundreds of products, and our day in court is coming. And James did link below here. Actually, you can go to it, and we'll pull it up here after. But it's 50 some odd pages of complaints and of people writing in like, hey, we had this said about us. Oasis said this. Now I'm returning my product. I'm concerned about me and my child and all this. I mean, it did seem like there was some real cause for concern there that eventually led them to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty brutal. I've briefly gone through the document here, and what's interesting is I think Oasis kind of like lost their way for what they were, and they really needed to figure out the actual science behind the app before kind of going as mainstream as they did. And if you're improperly reporting on metrics and or ingredients and anything involving consumer products that is then materially affecting that business, there's going to be some heads that are going to roll, and this is just what happens when you start to affect the bottom line of some serious players within our space. I'm shocked that most of them didn't come together as kind of like a class action. Instead, multiple brands coming together as one singular voice pushing forward. It is interesting that it's just LMNT, but I wouldn't be surprised if more are going to follow suit.
Peter of David Protein had this to say in a comment underneath Andrew's post. He said, "Could be criminal too." I really hope that's not the case. This to me, this is just it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. I really, as we've talked about several times, as this case controversy has come up and been relevant to our community over the past few weeks, we've covered multiple times. I think the general premise, very good. Hey, know what's inside the stuff that you're putting into your body and on your body, how it affects you. With the general zeitgeist of people caring more about their health and microplastics and, the various things that we're putting inside of us. There's been the whole Make America Healthy Again movement. There's been the flippening of the food pyramid. I think there's a lot of positive promise from a tool like this. Unfortunately though, in the midst of its growing popularity and such, there are many brands who would say, like, put out false, misleading information about us, knowingly did so. Obviously they'd have to prove that in court. We don't know that, but that's their thrust, that's their claim. Of course, you don't want to do that if that's the case. But yeah, their thrust is like knowingly said false information to go viral and profit thereafter. And if it's affecting the bottom line of businesses who are trying to make an honest dollar at the end of the day, then people are going to be upset, and eventually they're going to have their day in court as a result now, and maybe more days in court to come.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine just a couple? So they monitored an absolute ton of consumer brands. If all of those brands, and Chris, you and I know a lot of these brands have group chats together, they have Slack channels together, 30, 40 brands coming together to file a lawsuit against you is pretty detrimental.
That's scary too.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal thing that could happen. And it's really not a far-fetched concept.
I wouldn't want to be involved. And I will say, if I was on the brand side, like if I was back at Bruce Bolt and there was some, information about the gloves, that negatively affecting the health of youth baseball players, and we're like totally caught off guard. This is not true at all. I mean, we would have been so pissed. I mean, we would have been like so angry. So I totally get the outcry and the anger, and it's apparently it's gotten to a head to where it's it's worth officially going to court over. Gosh, I hate it. Yeah, and I wish this thing weren't happening.
The issue with that too is it pulls you away from the business itself. And so you can say, like, oh yeah, it's just going to be a lawsuit and blah, blah, blah. It will be in court. Yes and no. I mean, there is still the mental bandwidth of dealing with all of this. And there's going to be so many questions that you're going to have to deal with. There's going to be so much materials you're going to have to deal with. And so you do have to kind of make a choice on if you mentally want to go through the pain of all of this, because it is a slight distraction from, okay, we're just going to totally ignore this, let this die, and we're just going to focus on scaling our business. And also on top of that, lawyers are pretty expensive.
They're expensive.
So
they are.
Putting this together alone was a couple bucks, and I would imagine I would be shocked if we don't see more of it.
Gosh. I mean, there's just so much here. And I'm sure that, Oasis will have their points as well. But just scanning through it, my goodness. Well, we will continue to cover it. We will continue to cover it as things roll forth, and appreciate Andrea bringing it to everyone's attention. And at the end of the day, I want everyone to win. But it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. As we move forward to our stories of the day, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the one and only Postscript. Focus is an amazing thing, is it not? Yes, it is. When you focus on one thing, you get outsized results, and that is what happens with Postscript, because they only do SMS marketing. When people make the switch from whatever SMS partner they're using to Postscript, they see on average a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being a top 1% account on their entire platform inside of a year, simply because I did what they said. And what they are saying right now is that there's a lot of money being left on the table when your customers text you back. Go get the conversational report, direct-to-consumer.co/the conversational report. Postscript's AI shopper can now have one-to-one conversations with all of your customers at scale, brand voice appropriate, brand knowledge appropriate. Nate Lagos was just on the show. He turned on Postscript's AI Shopper, made an extra 17K in one day while he was offline at the Jack Daniels distillery. Go talk with Postscript. Many thanks for them being part of this show. Now, more positive story of the day here that I think is exciting and incredible, and perhaps the most D2C thing that has ever existed. R3medy Health has secured over 18 mil in funding, and brother, they make 3D printed gummies. Have you heard of this? 3D printed gummies?
That's unbelievable. It's also crazy that they secured they secured $18 million for this. I mean, personalized gummies is pretty wild. It's pretty insane. I love this so much. And, you know, gummy companies are extremely good ventures.
I think R3medy is the like parent company, and the specific entity brand that makes the 3D printed gummies is somewhere underneath it. I believe that's the case. But anyway, look at this thing. This looks like a heart to me. It's got many layers. It's got this sugary what. And you know what? It just made me think when I saw this, it's like my kids would love this. If I could just make whatever nutrients and greens and vitamins and whatever I want to get inside of them, if I can make it in the shape of a glittery rainbow unicorn and hearts and clouds and ballerinas, and they would eat this up. I mean, this is like the best idea ever. It's like the most D2C thing ever in my mind. The tweet here from CPG Wire: R3medy Health, a UK-based producer of 3D printed gummy supplements, secured over 18 million in funding from Suntory, UPSA, and others. The company produces 500,000 personalized gummies per day. 500,000 personalized gummies per day. In 2025, revenue topped 10 million pounds, representing 61% year-over-year growth. Melissa Snover launched R3medy Health in 2019, and the company is now valued north of 110 mil. So been around for a while. I mean, launched in 2019, but sounds like last year was the kaboom, 61% year-over-year growth, and did what? 10 million. Yeah, revenue topped 10 million pounds in 2025. Significant. So I mean, that means they essentially doubled in last year. It's crazy to me, and I'd love to see this happen. I'd love to see like the operations of this.
Yeah, this also is a echo of the Northbeam data, where life and health consumer brands right now are doing extremely well. Soja, I believe it is. They just raised a bunch of money, and their profitability was unbelievable. I think they grew another 50 or 60% this past year. There's this focus on, health, consumer, wellness, kind of pushing away from the diabolical nature that we've had for the past couple of years. And I think the consumer is just getting a little bit healthier, and gummies and, juice cleanses and all of these things are just going up and to the right and seeing really great growth rates.
Jack, can you bring up this website? I just slacked it to you. It's get-nourished.com. Get-nourished.com. Okay, look at this thing. Get the pop-up away for us. It's down there at the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Scroll this. Okay, look at this. I mean, it looks like a party in my mouth. This looks like a birthday cake. And yeah, keep scrolling here, and then look at the things that they have stacked here. So the party proof stacked, essential stack. I mean,
this is so smart.
It's so smart, right?
Because and this is just me being nerdy and going on my health diatribe, but I truly believe that this is the future of consumer health. A fully personalized, this is what you need. Chris and I probably need different things from a nutrients perspective and a total quantity perspective. I mean, just from like size differences, we would need different things. And then just like who we are, we're different human beings. So we would probably need different things because we're deficient in different things. personalization of health and solutions, gosh, if you want to make a boatload of money, I mean, it is really going to be the future of everything.
So as we're looking at it here, I love the, different things that you can pick, the different ingredients, and they, print them on there and everything. I want shapes though. I don't think I've got the personalized shapes. I want to get unicorns for my daughters. I think they're going to like the rainbow-ish stacked unicorn. I think that's what they're going to like. And give me some ballerinas, give me some clouds. Make this like Lucky Charms. Make this like Lucky Charms, but instead of marshmallows, I've got like sugar crusted vitamins. I think if we can add a shape element to this, I think this is not just like 10 million, it's like a 10 billion per year.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's also the fact that they're doing gummies too, which is like,
Right.
My wife hates taking any types of pills whatsoever. I'm fine with it. I'll take, my daily multivitamin, no problem. But the gummies piece of this, the fact that it's just a yummy gummy is amazing. Juice this bad boy up with some peptides and you got me. Give me all my peptide stack all around and I'll just.
Yeah, and what I still kind of don't even really know what peptides are. I still don't think I fully get it. I was talking with a guy yesterday. I was hanging out with. He's like, "Yeah, I got the Wolverine stack."
Nice.
He was like,
great.
He was saying like, I don't know if it's making a difference. I think it is. The first week, I felt great. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that's awesome.
I this kind of customization, totally the way. And I agree with you. I do think this is like the future of consumer. One would think, with the promise of 3D printing, that you can do this with houses. We know there are 3D printed houses, but they take longer and they're like not as cheap as you would like. Everybody's wanting affordable housing. Like all the 3D printed houses that you can buy, they're like basically the same price as a normal house, or really more expensive because it's kind of cool. This kind of customization, 3D printed on the spot, exactly what you need. I do think this is the future of consumer in various form. And we even had like Ray Lee on here from
Scene Studio.
From Scene Studio. Customized suits, it's like for you specifically, and using the power of AI to help you understand what you need, etc. Shout out to Ray at Scene. Yeah, but I cut you off. Your thoughts?
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Turn this into dog gummies, personalized dog gummies. Yeah, $1 billion right there.
That's $1 billion. That's a bill for sure.
That's a bill
for sure. Dog subs, and the kind of dog supplements that make them live longer and happier, and all the things, all the promises.
And they're shaped like bones or like tennis balls. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Kids, but we all know fertility rates not so good in a number of countries. That's why you got to go dogs. You got to go dogs. Yeah. There's more dogs than there are kids. Just speaking purely from a business standpoint, not advocating for that. Love children, but anyway, I think make this for dogs and make it yummy and tasty and make them live longer. Happy pups for everyone, and full bank accounts, methinks too,
for sure,
for whoever can execute on that. Next story here: Cash App Mobile is a thing. It is here. It is now. Jack, if you'll bring this up, this first tweet comes from Owen B. Jennings. Crazy. Introducing Cash App Mobile. We've already talked about the Cash App wand. Basically, like 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 teens has the Cash App card. Not just the wand, not just the app, the actual debit card. They've got deep penetration with Gen Z. Introducing Cash App Mobile, unlimited 5G for $40 per month for ... everyone. No long-term contracts or credit checks. Underscore that one, okay? Especially if you're a teenager. If you're a teenager, you don't have any credit. No credit checks. Could not be more excited about this one. More to build, and I don't know what the popsicle thing is, but it is cool. I don't know what that has to do with the mobile service offering, but very interesting to say the least. Your thoughts on this before we look at more tweets?
Yeah, I think they saw basically what happened with Mint Mobile, and they were like, "Yeah, we should do this," because Mint Mobile just exited to, I believe AT&T or one of the big consumers. T-Mobile. That's who it is. Yeah. So Ryan Reynolds sold Mint Mobile to be acquired by T-Mobile for $1.3 billion. I mean, they did that in a really short amount of time. If you want to stand up a solo provider, this is basically on AT&T towers. And so, I mean, why not do it? They already have the distribution. This is going to be incredible. They can push it out through a really, really young demographic. And then potentially 2 or 3 years from now, sell this thing for crazy multiples.
I was surprised at this because it seems like what? Cash App?
Out of
Like
left field.
mobile? Like what?
Yeah.
But the distribution totally makes sense. Distribution totally makes sense.
Yeah.
They've got the distribution among young people. And like I'm not a teenager, but I like the sound of this. Yeah, $40 per month. Like I just want unlimited everything, and like don't lock me in. You know, those like cell phone things. They're always like, hey, this looks like a great deal, but over here we're kind of hiding this thing, and you got to like step through it. And my father-in-law just went through this whole process. It's like he's like up there for days, like talking with them, negotiating with them. Like, are you sure? And now let's look at the contract. You know, it's a frustrating experience.
Yeah.
They've already got the distribution among young people. Give them a juicy offer, and it's kind of Elon-ish. You know, X is going to become the everything app. X payments, you know, calls, internet, space rockets. You know, Cash App. Yeah, why not? Let's go nab up the phone market. You know, let's go get a cell service for all of our teenagers. It's interesting.
Yeah, speaking of Elon, I really think a great fit for a cell phone provider would be Starlink. I just think
Totally.
with all the infrastructure in place already, it would be so cool if Starlink was able to put together, you know, some type of phone plan on top of everything they're already offering. And then you get to like text via a satellite in space that's like always intact. I mean, that sounds
Yeah.
just really incredible. I I think this is going to be a really smart move for them, and the distribution's already there. We've said this on the show before. Distribution is everything. I think they already have it, and the way they're going to roll this out, I think, is very smart.
And but perhaps underlying point here for all of us inside of consumer, great distribution in one specific buyer segment, customer segment, age, stage, range. Maybe another offer, something totally outside of your wheelhouse, actually really makes sense. It might like dramatically make sense. Even though it's a little kind of quasi out of the box. Another tweet here from Cute Baby Nachunja. I don't know that they're officially involved, but they say this. A few more details. Cash App Mobile. What? $40 per month, taxes and fees included, no long-term contracts or store visits required. Thank you. No store visits required. Unlimited talk, text data, 5G priority data, hotspot allowance, 10 gigs. International usage in Canada and Mexico, 10 gigs, 1,000 minutes and or text per month. Unlimited HD video streaming, very interesting. No long-term contracts, and you get all of that in the screenshot here. We also have another example of somebody like getting live with the thing now. Next tweet here from @RSA, who is he's like at Blocks. He's running Tidal at Blocks. He said it took him 1 minute to set up, and he's live with Cash App.
That's incredible
on his phone. 1 minute to set up is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the worst experience in the world was like my experience trying to deal with AT&T in the store and like trying to return my phone back to them so that I could upgrade, and then them just like going through every minor imperfection of my phone to then devalue the trade-in. They'd be like, "Yeah, there's a scratch here on this corner here. That's like probably $200 off." I'm like, "What? I think you just made that scratch. Like you literally just scratched my phone." It was horrible. And then I eventually just took my phone and left. I was like, "This sucks. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave and not work with you guys anymore." So
that's their commission. They get the commission on how much they devalue the phone. So that's their profit.
honestly,
No, I'm kidding. I don't know that.
But they really do. Yeah.
Hey, making it super simple, a stupid simple offer, and making signing up just easy button, sign up, 1 minute. It's like, man, that's juicy. I think there's gonna be a lot of people that make this switch, even outside of the teenage, early 20s market.
This right here is the massive opportunity for anyone who wants to build a business. All of those uncomfortable situations, like, yeah, it sucks going into a phone store. Yeah, it sucks going into a car dealership. Yeah, it sucks like XYZ thing. Like, this is a really uncomfortable thing. Why has no one disrupted this?
Yeah.
That is opportunity right there. That is huge opportunity for you to build a beautiful business. If you think to yourself, "Ugh, this is really yucky and gross and uncomfortable," probably $1 million opportunity, maybe a
Oh,
$1 billion
yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah. The famous quote from Jeff Bezos is, your margin is my opportunity.
Yeah.
But in other ways, your bureaucracy is my opportunity. If it
Yeah.
takes me traveling in, I got to haggle the guy who's in the store. He's got to call corporate and, the
Oh,
manager, and, I got to go several days, and, all of that bureaucracy
terrible.
is opportunity. It's
Well,
opportunity for somebody like Cash App.
yeah, and then, on the car side of things, you have someone like Tesla who
Exactly.
when you go into a Tesla, showcase, they don't even call it a store. It's like a showcase. They're instructed not to try to sell you. They are like anti-salesman. They're like, "Yeah, what do you want to know about the car?" They're like, "You want to drive it?" They're
Interesting.
like, and it's like no one's like, "Yeah, like we got to get you." And there's, you know what I mean? That like kind
Yeah.
of like, I got to take a shower after talking with that guy
Yeah. It's
because
horrible.
he's just like trying to do the worst types of things with my finances. Instead, they're like totally flipping it on the other side of that, where it's like, yeah, do you want to drive the car? We got like 6 other models too. You can do it that way. Or it's like, hey, do you want to get on Cash App data? Cool, it takes 1 minute. You don't have to come in
Yeah.
the store. It's just like make things not super yucky and gross. You can make a lot of money.
Principle there.
Principle
Takeaways.
there.
Takeaways to
Famous
the
quote from Colin: "Don't make things yucky and gross. You make a lot of money."
don't make things yucky and gross. Make them
Make a lot of
smooth
money.
and awesome.
Awesome.
Last story of the day here. Singing Pastures, which I don't know that you have heard of, is finding white space in the meat sticks category. This article comes to us by way of Modern Retail, and it says title here: How meat sticks players are trying to find white space in the red hot category. I wanted to bring this up because it highlights a called shot of yours from days of yore here on the show. I'll give some basic stats and then I'll get to the meat here of the article that I want to bring out. Modern Retail says the meat snacks market, which includes both sticks and jerky, is growing at a fast rate thanks to America's obsession with high protein everything, but not just high protein everything. According to Bank of America Global Research, the meat snacks category, valued at $5.5 billion, accounting for 7% of the overall savory snack category, which hit $74.9 billion in 2025. Meat snack sales also grew 6.6% in 2025, outpacing previous projections. In recent years, brands like Chomps, we know them, Archer, have had them, eaten them on the show, delicious, have helped reinvigorate the category's stagnant look and recipe. Now, both larger and emerging companies want a bigger slice of the category. That includes PepsiCo, which launched its Good Warrior line of meat sticks this spring as a part of its strategy to offer more nutritious snacks. Now, I'm going to skip down here a little bit to focus on Singing Pastures. Holly Arbuckle, co-founder and CEO of Singing Pastures, said when the category was exploding a few years ago, one thing she kept hearing from retailers was that women were eating more meat sticks. That inspired her to overhaul the brand's look and positioning to relaunch it in January. Singing Pastures launched in 2016, largely sold through digital grocery stores. Company rebranded, skipping down here, company rebranded from its old farm to table aesthetic, replacing it with packaging geared toward female shoppers. Old packaging is black and white. New packaging, saturated, corresponding color, juicy pineapple flavor. Now it's bright and bold and fun, partly inspired by Fishwife's look, another trend that we have covered here and talked about. Skipping down, it's fermented, all those kind of things, all that yada yada. That's great. That's great. Okay, now down here, the underlying growing factor is GLP-1 use. Underlying growing factor is GLP-1 use. Duda said, Mike Duda is managing partner at Bullish. With more people moving away from sugary bars to more natural and complete sources of protein. This shift is also what's fueling dairy products with a high protein serving like cottage cheese and yogurt. We've had Smear Case on the show, cottage cheese ice cream. With Singing Pastures, you can get 9 or 10 grams of protein in a very natural way, and it's only 70 to 80 calories. He continued, that caters to health-conscious female shoppers while still offering the convenience of a portable snack to take on the go. So everybody's talking about high protein, everything. Actually, this came up in a conversation I had this week. How long is the high protein trend going to go? I think the real wizard behind the veil here, it's not high protein everything, it's GLP-1 use. And as GLPs and peptides continue to roll forth, and it would seem are only going to grow in their use and in their effectiveness, methinks that this high protein, more natural flavors give me a lot of bang for a little bit of calorie buck. How many calories I'm going to be able to take in. I think this is only going to continue. And I love that they have sought here, okay, in this vast category, which is largely male-ish, male-dominated, we've got women who want yummy meat snacks too. Let's cater to them. Let's find a way to win and woo them, with GLPs being the main trend-causing factor there in the background for all the high protein craving snacks that are deploying forth. Colin, I thought that you would love this. I think there's a lot of teeth to this, and I think this is only going to continue.
Yeah, I had a meat stick right before the show. We went to Costco and we got a huge bundle of the Costco versions of meat sticks that they have now. Have you had those?
They're like their version of Chomps, basically.
Exactly. They're delicious. They're so good, and the pricing is like pretty unbelievable. It's kind of wild. I think Costco is going to run away with this as the winner because, again, they already have the distribution on all of this. And the sticks are so good. They're absolutely phenomenal. And so I totally agree with this. I think it's going to go forward. This idea of like, a protein trend, protein maxing trend is a fad, or it's a trend. I just think Americans are getting healthier. People care a little bit more about what they put in their body. We're tired of putting like really junky stuff in our body all the time. And so you're trying to find the cleanest proteins, which is, you got your meat sticks, you got your yogurts of the world, you got your cottage cheeses, you have these types of things. And I don't think it's going to be a trend. I think it's here to stay. And folks are going to be focusing on, how do I become a healthier human being? And we've seen this. There's been a massive, massive push for all the health brands in consumer, where they have been on a tear with their growth rate for basically the past year and some change, on an absolute tear. I don't see it slowing down whatsoever. Super bullish on them, super bullish on all meat sticks. I love a good meat stick in my mouth.
Interesting, Chomps has gone this way of, hey, let's carve out, like, Chomps is now it's a breakfast stick. They've made like, they're trying to find a new way. We covered this story, and so they've made a specific flavor. You eat it at breakfast. Singing Pastures going this way of like being appealing to the female buyer, and bright, colorful packaging, juicy pineapple meat stick, as a kind of innovative approach. I find this interesting. I agree with you. I don't think it's going away. GLP-1s and 2s and 3s and whatever else here to stay. And everybody's going to be looking for, like, I can't eat that much, but I want something that's going to give me some hearty protein and feel meal-ish while I'm on the go. Speaking of CPG, health, trends, foods, all these kind of things, we have the one and only legendary Brian Folmer founder of FirstLook VC, coming to us very in the know in this entire category. He is coming to us right now. Before he comes, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about universal ads. If your growth is plateauing on search and social, it's time to rethink TV. Universal Ads makes it simple for D2C brands to run TV campaigns designed for performance without the usual mystery involved with television. You get access to both premium streaming and linear inventory all in one place, and you're reaching net new target audiences that aren't all crowded in the same feeds that we're all already spending our ad spend on. Anyway, there's no hidden markups or fees, so your dollar works harder for you. Campaign setup and management feels simple, like search and social. It's TV designed for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com, sign up today, use the code UA Cowboy, you get $1,500 in matched ad credits. TV is back. Many thanks for Universal Ads being part of the show. Now, we must bring Cleveland-born, consumer-focused legend of investor of funds. I have heard of a kind of a approach that he has had with this kind of Shark-Tank-in-a-box. I'm kind of interested to learn about that. I'm really interested to learn about like what he sees being hot right now, who he's bullish on in his portfolio, and interesting things that are happening that are to come. We must bring the one and only Brian Folmer, founder of FirstLook VC. Get in here, Brian. Get inside of this show.
All right, made it.
You made it, Brian.
Great to see you guys.
Man, good to see you. Appreciate you making the time to join us.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. You guys are crushing it with this show. I love it.
You know, we're doing what we can, man, to be here every day for all of consumers selling their various wares on the interwebs. Brian, I would, man, I'd love to first, if you would just Google Earth out a little bit and just tell us about FirstLook. It seems like you've got an interesting approach to this whole deal. I'd love you to just hear straight from the horse's mouth, inform everyone about the interesting approach you have at FirstLook.
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, FirstLook's a private investor group focused on early stage consumer brands. There's the community and support side for the investors, and then the maybe a little bit more fun side is the boxes that we send out. And so each month we diligence all these brands, figure out who we think the top 6 are, take their samples, put them in a box, send them to all the members. They get to try everything out. We create data rooms so they can learn about them, and then the investors let us know who they want to connect with. We loop them in an email and let them take it away from there.
I love that.
Yeah.
It is like Shark-Tank-in-a-box.
Yeah.
You guys know with consumer brands, trying the product out is hella important. I mean,
Totally. Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, we used to work at a firm in New York City, and we used to always get samples delivered to us. And half the time it was from brands we weren't even talking to. And so I was like, all right, if they're delivering us samples, they're probably doing it to every other investor whose, address they could find. We should just create a box that curates the best of the best every month.
That's a great idea.
That's unbelievable. I mean, and on top of that, you also have FirstLook Ventures. Could you talk a little bit about that and what you're personally doing?
Yeah. So FirstLook focuses on pre-seed and seed stage brands. FirstLook Ventures, we use SPVs to invest in brands, but that's not until they get to the Series A or B. And so, focus on better for you products. Average check size is about $500,000. The whole thesis or how this all comes together is the boxes help us meet brands early, build relationships with them, support them, maybe when no one else would. And then a few years down the line, when they're raising that Series A or B, if it's tough to get allocation in that round, say they're pretty hot now, hopefully we always have the privilege of still getting allocation just because we've known the founders for so long. And so FirstLook kind of feeds into FirstLook Ventures. And then, of course, any of the deals that we're pulling together on the venture side, we share with our members as well, and they get better investing economics. And so everything kind of works out.
That's incredible.
But I have been seeing, Half Day everywhere, Brian. And I mean, it seems like such a cool, to me from afar, it seems like a really cool kind of 2026 version of the Arnold Palmer and more. Can you talk about Half Day a little bit?
Yeah, they're incredible. I mean, they just were rolling out nationwide in Walmart. And so I know the team over there is, busy ramping up for that. But we really just love them because, when you look at what to potentially invest in, Sometimes something that's totally new works out, but in a lot of cases, sometimes that's something that's just a better incremental upgrade to what we're all used to is also a winning recipe. And so with Half Day, them adding prebiotics to the iced tea, that was like an incremental upgrade, similar to Poppy and Olipop.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure you guys have tried it. If you haven't, definitely grab a can. It just tastes so damn good. Like, regardless of like the benefits you get from it, it's just a good tasting iced tea.
Yeah. Chris and I talk about this on the show all the time. Benefits aside, the product has to taste really good. That has to be 95% of the battle. Because if the product tastes bad, it's like, well, I don't really want to taste a bad product, even though it has all these great things for me. That is a huge form-fitting factor where that is a lock-in for them. I love that.
Yeah. What's interesting though? It's funny you bring that up because the old saying goes, first-time founders focus on product, second-time founders focus on distribution.
Yeah.
And so
100%.
There's no shortage of products on the shelves right now that aren't that great.
Yeah.
And so it is a matter of time until I think they get replaced. But you have to have a winning product at the end of the day to go the distance. But distribution, I mean, that's a challenge too. Sometimes it takes a while for the best product to rise to the top.
Could you talk to us a little bit about this kind of this thing you've stated before, which is basically you want to make Cleveland the next Austin? And are you furious about Myles Garrett and the news? I'm so sorry.
I know. I think was it Colin? You're the UT grad.
I'm the UT grad. I'm the UT grad.
Yeah.
Okay,
grad. Gotcha.
But Colin, he's locked in on the NFL always.
Locked in all the time.
He loves the Baltimore Ravens. So any NFL news that's going on,
I'm sorry about
Myles
Myles
locked
Garrett.
in on what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, Browns are borderline a dumpster fire, but hopefully heading in the right direction. We had a good draft. But I mean, you can't be mad at Myles. Like, that guy poured his heart and soul into a city, and I mean, imagine being Myles. Like, you're going from Cleveland to LA. Like,
no, it's a no-brainer.
Probably pretty happy there. I feel bad for what's his name, the guy we got from the Rams, going from LA to Cleveland. I will say, 3 seasons out of the year, Cleveland's amazing. Winners, not so much. And so, but yeah, I would love for Cleveland to be a bigger story just on the national map. I mean, we have a awesome heritage and just history here. As long as Cleveland never has the same level of car traffic that Austin has. I heard it's horrible to drive around there.
It is. And I don't know why Austin has become a kind of a real locale for consumer, for tech, for Ecomm, for DC. I don't know why it's happened. I was talking with the guy that came in town to meet with a bunch of VC folks this week, and he asked me the question. He's like, "Why is there so much like consumerish things happening here?" We had a CPG gathering I went to that Nate Rosen brought together, and Nate comes into town and calls everybody together. There's over 100 people there, all in CPG, founders, operators, different people involved, just like that. There's over 100 people all there having a great time, meeting and greeting. I don't know why that's happened in Austin.
I don't know if we could quantify his impact, but if you guys ever need another guest on the show, my good friend Mark Nathan, if you know him, hopefully you know him already. He's in Austin.
I don't know Mark.
I call him a super node. He just knows everyone. And he is unbelievable at making connections and just like building communities. And so I know he has some like coffee meetups, which started out with, 10, 12 people. And now it's like, 60 or 100 people that come to these. And so there's a lot more to why Austin's somewhat of a mecca for consumer brands, but don't sleep on Mark. He's building it over there.
We need to have him on the show.
He's amazing. You love him.
Let's go. I mean, you've already deployed, millions of dollars across multiple deals at this point. How has kind of your taste in founders changed from deal one to what you're looking at now? How has that kind of viewpoint and, the lens that you're looking through changed?
I would say in the earlier deals, we would get more excited about the product and the opportunity. And certainly, obviously, always make sure the founder is pretty strong. But now, as we go a little bit further along, now we spend more time talking to the founders and asking very specific questions and open-ended questions. We want we want them to talk more. And so we don't, we try to ask questions that make them really go deep on things. And if you're not giving these vibes off, like you're either, hopefully you already are, or at least plan to be an absolute world-class expert in your category.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get behind someone these days because it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, and you guys know there's so many great brands out there. There's so many great products. But then in the day, it's like we're saying in VC goes, like at the end of the end, any given year, there's only about 10 deals that actually matter. And so you really have to find, those founders who are behind those 10 brands. And so we just drill more into how they're thinking about everything and basically how buttoned up they are at the end of the day.
Can you give me an example of some of these open-ended questions? Like
Yeah,
how do you suss out, whether somebody is world-class in their kind of industry-specific knowledge, knower of ball, dialed, following, everything developing there, happening, their own product, distribution, et cetera. How do you find that out?
I always like to ask them, like, where does this go wrong? And because every founder will try to tell you the rosy story and hide the parts that make them a little bit nervous. And so I try to drill into because, as you're always thinking, obviously months, years ahead, and like trying to get ahead of what you think are going to be issues. And so I try to drill in, to both the short and long term of what they think the issues are. And another good question to ask them is like, what keeps you up at night? And that's interesting because sometimes they give these weak answers like, oh, I just hope I have a great team, or like, duh, we all hope we have a great team. But some of them will actually unpack like very interesting insights, which then sometimes leads into like more of like a macro discussion of like, all right, what needs to happen between now and the next 6 years, we'll say, for this to really explode or do quite well. And so, it's almost like a macroeconomic discussion in some cases.
That's so interesting because they've asked that question to Elon Musk before, and it's such a difference between that level of a founder to normal guy. He's like the future of humanity, and it's like, okay, that keeps you up at night. Got it. That's just like a totally different answer from what I would have said. Could you talk about a little bit potentially of the brands that you might have passed on that maybe kind of haunt you, and how has those brands that you passed on changed your outlook and how you're evaluating deals now?
Well, I don't think that's ever happened with Brian.
I
just can't imagine.
He's batting 1,000.
It's a rite of passage to miss out on deals. I remember Rise Coffee applied to FirstLook.
Oh man,
I know. That was a stinger. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, there's already a few, mushroom coffee brands out there. I think there were maybe just a few million in revenue. Yeah. I didn't even reach out. Like, how embarrassing for me to not even jump on a call. I was like, we're just going to pass on this one. Well, look at them now. Yeah. And so, and I don't know if there's a great lesson to learn, because sometimes you do just get surprised by what you thought was going to be maybe a dud, and all of a sudden it just blows it out of the water, and all you can do is be like, on to the next one.
On to the next one. Ryan, as you're seeing brands come forth, you're seeing what's happening in the macro, economic environment, et cetera. Is there any trends or any things that you're bullish on, that you're kind of circling, that you find are really interesting? We had Nate Cooper. We had Nate Cooper on. Yeah. He's bullish on pouches. We had Josh from Open Sky on. He's bullish on pouches, but he was anti-gummy. He missed out on Groons, and these kind of things. Is there anything you just see happening right now that you're excited about, that you see potential in general?
I think the supplement space in general I mean, obviously, Grun's just had an awesome exit. I think supplements are going to continue to be a bigger story. And you guys were talking about this earlier of just people wanting more healthy food. The interesting thing is usually health trends, or at least where more people are concentrated that care about their health, are on the coast and some of the major cities like Austin, for example, that aren't the coast. And then it kind of floats out to the rest of America, or the flyover states, as they call us. And there was always a lag time of like how that kind of transpired across. But honestly, with TikTok nowadays and then Reels on Instagram, like I think the information is getting disseminated a lot quicker than it used to. And so you're getting people in, Des Moines, Iowa, who are interested in what the coastal people are also taking. And then also what you guys mentioned earlier, I think people just want to be healthier. And so they're experimenting more. And the interesting thing is like, and this is where you have to almost measure or like consider just human, what drives us. Like if there's a shortcut out there, like we're going to try it out. Like,
That's true.
And so, I think people are just more open to experimenting. And like, if you could find that shortcut or like that thing that gives you that, what that missing piece was between you and what your ultimate goal was from a health perspective, like you're going to try it out.
Yeah, I think it's.
I totally agree with that. Is there any, answers that founders can give you when you're in this evaluation process that you've kind of made as internal rules where this is a huge red flag and this potentially makes it an automatic no? So if you're kind of going through this process with a founder and, they say XYZ thing, or they're really focused on this specific thing, from past deals, you're like, this is a no-go. I know how this is going to play out. We got to stay away from this.
Founder integrity is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I don't think founders realize how much us investors all chat with each other. I mean, I have, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, touch bases with a lot of other folks in the space. And we all talk about deals that we're all looking at, and they all hit our desks at some point. And so every once in a while you'll catch a founder who's like saying like, oh yeah, so-and-so is going to invest, or they're really close to, jumping in. And you talk to them, last week, and you're like, no, they're not. Like, what?
Yeah.
And so, which all of a sudden, once your integrity or your honesty is in question, like what else are you going to try to do down the line?
Sure.
And then I'd say the other thing is like being realistic on numbers, which is a tough line to tread because you want to be aggressive. It's always funny when you come across decks from Europe, for example, they're so much more conservative. Oh my God. But
really?
Yeah, in the US, you gotta make those numbers look good. But you can't go too high where it's like, listen, based on how much you're raising, based on how much it'll cost for you to roll out into retail, which you said on slide 4, like unless you take on a ton of debt, you're not going to be able to get to 28 million in sales next year, only raising 1 million right now.
Yeah.
And so, and then you kind of try to figure out like, all right, why did you put 28? And sometimes they have a good answer, sometimes they don't. But that's usually pretty telling of like, all right, do you have a good grip on your business and the numbers? And sometimes, the early founders don't realize it, but usually like anyone that's maybe their second company, they can dive into it more. But having a realistic grasp on your numbers, I think is super important. And when you don't, that's kind of worrisome.
So you don't recommend, Brian, you don't recommend just everybody taking their decks and crossing out the M's and changing them to B's. You don't recommend
M's to B's.
Okay. Brian, there's something very important that is happening here in just a few months, that everybody's excited about, been talking about on the show a lot. And that's that the Buckeyes are coming down to Austin, Texas to play in the searing Central Texas heat early in the season. I've heard one side has an Arch Manning and the other doesn't. Do you have any thoughts, any predictions, any feelings about this early on?
What has Arch Manning actually done?
Oh, no! Stop it, Brian! Stop it!
I don't understand. He's high in like the QB rankings for next year's draft, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I get it. He's young. He's developing. I hope he becomes a great player just because, in case the Browns draft him. I don't know. OSU, like they say, we don't rebuild, we just reload. And
that's what I've heard.
We lost a lot of players in the draft, but, we just reload. That's all. So September 12th, we'll see you there.
September 12th. Let us know. Let us know when you're coming, Brian, and we'll be sure to we'll be sure to have the steaks and the barbecue ready to welcome you. But we just don't want it to be sad unless in case Arch, debuts in a nationwide way. Anyway, we'll see. It'd be exciting to watch. Brian, we appreciate you making the time to join us and your insight and what you're doing. And I think we need to sign up and get one of them boxes. Thank you for coming, brother. We look forward to having you back, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Dialed.
It's interesting hearing from him on the side of especially talking with founders, what he's looking for, red flags that come up, things that interest him, questions that he asked. That's very insightful.
Yeah, that red flag that he talked about, where basically the founder loves to dangle a little like, oh yeah, these guys are going to invest. These guys are going to invest. But what that founder doesn't realize is all of these guys talk to each other. And if you get your hand caught in the cookie jar and the guy was like, no, like we're not even close. Basically all deals are off the table at that point, which is, it's a gamble. That's a gamble you make.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Insightful. Yeah. Something to take away there, put in your back pocket. We have a former mayoral candidate coming to us right now. I don't know if everybody knew that. This is like news for me. We have a former NYC mayoral candidate coming inside of the show today. I think a first for us. I'm talking about the one and only Colin Slattery, founder and CEO of Tycoon Digital, I believe is the proper way to pronounce it. Do you have a bet on this? Is Tycoon or Tycoon? What do you think?
I'm gonna say Tycoon.
I think it's Tycoon. Very, very astute, dialed knowers of ball. I particularly want to know, how does Colin continue to get all of these like drastically good, talented people inside of his business, like Phil and Jake, and it just seems like he attracts all of them. Okay, before he comes in here, let's talk about intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. What is the next idea that you have that's going to materially change your business? Is it a price change? Is it adding subscriptions, maybe a new bundle strategy or an app? It's hard to know, hard to say, but you probably want to test it. Discovering and testing those high growth opportunities is exactly why Intelligence exists. It is an AI-powered testing platform that helps you find the changes worth making that are going to drive revenue to your bottom line. If you're looking for your next big idea, they have got you covered. Go to intelligence.io/audit. Get over there. In just a few minutes, you'll have 3 ideas that you can test today. The AI-powered audit is completely free. You're going to get 3 ideas walking out of there that you're going to be very happy with and eager to test. Go to intelligence.io/audit. Many thanks for Intelligence being part of this show. Now, we must welcome the one and only founder and CEO of Tycoon Digital, the one and only Colin Slattery, hailing to us from New York City. I think he has truly one of the most interesting stories in e-commerce that to me just echoes the power and promise of the internet entrepreneurship, being diligent, up-leveling skill and mastery, and going up into the right forever and ever. Everybody, welcome inside of the show, the one and only Colin Slattery. Get in here, Colin. Get in here.
What's up, guys?
Look at
How's
that
it
jacket.
going? I told you I was going to be aggressive today with the jacket, so here we go.
Colin, it speaks well of you. Speaks well of you as a former mayoral candidate, which I just learned is actually the case. I mean, can you? Okay, I would love to start this way, Colin. I'd love to start this way. I recently found from one of your tweets brother, you have one of the most compelling stories in e-commerce that I have heard about your come up, finding your way on the interwebs, and now scaling your business up into the right, serving all of the darlings in our space and beyond. Man, could you Google Earth out a little bit and give us background on you and how you got here today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an unk. I think at this point, I'm 37, and I started.
Let's go, unk.
I remember the days like my first internet business was selling prescription drugs through like a Canadian pharmacy affiliate in like 2006. So
wow.
The rules were very different back then. But yeah, I mean, come from nothing. I mean, spent time being homeless as a teenager. Former professional poker player in the not like Vegas or anything, but in the underground card rooms in New York City. So,
wild.
Yeah, I've been robbed at gunpoint. It's been a journey.
That is crazy, man.
And ran for mayor at some point.
And ran for mayor all at the same time. That's wild, man.
That's unbelievable. I mean, professional poker player, like, how does a professional poker player look at Google ads differently than your typical marketer? I feel like that is a different skill set that you are bringing than anybody else in the world.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I was pretty early on, like it's very heavily math focused.
Yeah.
Poker's a math game. I mean, finance, right? Like math, and digital ads also very heavily math focused. So, yeah, I mean, I think everyone's kind of caught up to that viewpoint on it, but especially, 6, 8, 10 years ago, I think that was less the case. So, yeah.
And I'm blown away, Colin, by the quality of work that you guys do and the people that you work with. If everybody doesn't know, then they should know, and I think many of us do know. But I am particularly in the agency space. I am intrigued by how you have attracted and kept and continue to attract more of top tier talent. Anybody who's worked in an agency knows that, and you get really incredible people, and you got to keep them there as long as you can. And the temptation is always, man, this guy's a rock star, he's a superstar. In their mind, if they know, oh, I'm a rock star and a superstar, the question starts coming like, maybe I could step out and do this myself, But man, you've got a roster over there, Phil and Jake especially, but I know it goes beyond that. Man, how have you been able to attract and keep this incredible talent, putting out, long diatribes on, the latest inside of the ads manager and such?
I pay them a shitload of money and then I get out of the way. I mean, that's kind of the math there. Like, ultimately, I think people don't want to be micromanaged and they want to make money. And so I'm like, great, well, do a great job and you can do whatever the hell you want. And I'm going to pay you a lot of money. And that's it. I think Phil ran his own agency before, which was also relatively big. I think Jake obviously has had an agency in the past. I think especially people who've had agencies understand that it can be a pretty thankless job, and the last person to get paid is you. Sometimes you just want to, work on your golf game and get paid almost as much as you'd get running an agency. So
that's totally fair.
I'm not here to micromanage, and Jake, kind of the newest Infinity Stone that I've collected here.
That's a great way to say that too. He is was he at Huckberry before?
Yeah, he was Huckberry's head of growth. Yeah.
Well, that's
unbelievable grab.
That's a good grab. That's it's a great resume.
Incredible. There. Yeah. And he just does cracked out stuff all the time, and I'm just great. Tell me what you need. Tell me what money you need. And I mean, to be honest, I didn't even run him through a hiring process. He's like, "Hey, I want to work for you." I said, "Great. Write a number down and tell me what the job is you want to do, and I'll sign it." And that's exactly what happened.
Wow, refreshing approach, Kyle.
Yeah, what a refreshing baller approach. Could you talk a little bit more?
Team, you don't quibble over the details. You sign the contract.
That's a very refreshing approach.
Yeah, that's fair. Could you talk about this framework that you have where I think it's called Heroes, Sidekicks, Zombies, and Villains? Could you unpack this framework for us?
Oh man, and to be fair, I am not the originator of this. I think this has been around for a pretty long time. So, yeah, I mean, it's a shopping structure on Google, and to be honest, it's like relatively simple and can get more complex from there. But and I think a lot of DTC brands run into this, and you notice I'm going on tangents that they assume that Google's bidding algorithms are as smart as Meta's, and that's just not true at all. Like you go broad, dump everything in an ad set, like let the algorithm decide. Like it works pretty well on Meta. It works terribly on Google. And so you really do need to have some degree of smart segmentation to tell it where it needs to go. And that's essentially what it is just breaking up your SKUs into 4 different categories, letting your heroes, right, your best performing 10% get their own budget and their own targets, the stuff that maybe like your next 30% get its own budget as well. And then you have the stuff that never gets any traffic, which is for some SKU libraries, 80%.
Yeah.
We'll have SKU libraries where it's 10,000 SKUs and 10 of them get 70% of the spend, right? Like that dramatic, and they're all just bunched up together. And you literally, by pulling them out, you can like double the amount of budget that goes to those 10 SKUs. And then that stuff that just performs like dog shit. You just give it a really high target, and hopefully avoid having to get rid of SKUs entirely.
Yeah.
Colin, I find this interesting. I'm so largely meta coded.
Oh my gosh.
I really
this guy
feel
loves it.
I really feel that there's a ton of our game that I don't know, simply because and just this that you said right there, that's totally new for me. It's totally new for me. What else are you seeing in 2026 or over the past 12 months or so that is changing, evolving, that you feel like more of our community should know or be aware of and is not? Does anything come to mind that you feel like is trend of note worth underscoring, some sauce for us, etc., that more people should know that we don't?
Yeah, I mean, people finally are not sleeping on YouTube anymore, so that's great. I mean, I've been crowing about YouTube for I don't know how many years, and probably to my detriment because CPMs will start to go up. But
that's true. That's true.
It's the most mispriced inventory in digital. It always has been, and the challenge has always been it's hard to measure. But now holdout testing is pretty affordable, and Meta is getting so expensive that people are looking for new places to put large amounts of money, and YouTube is a great spot for it. I mean, we'll spend at least 50, maybe 75 million this year on YouTube, and it's great. It's some of the most incremental, digital spend you can have. Interesting stat: there's 34 million people you can reach on YouTube that you can't reach anywhere else in the US.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
34 million people that aren't on Meta, aren't on TikTok, aren't on Snap, aren't on Instagram. They're just on YouTube. The only place you can reach is on YouTube. Yeah.
Wow.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, that is.
I'm particularly kind of intrigued about what more might come from YouTube in this route with Google's announcement about Universal Cart, which, unfortunately, the one and only Phil Winkle told us that, whatever's going to practically come from that is going to take a long time for anybody to be able to put into place. But the promise of being able to, allow people to check out right then and there when they see an ad on YouTube, etc. That hyped me up, because I agree with you. There's a lot more juice there than I have given credence to the potential squeeze. And I find the stat that you've given us fascinating. Universal Cart excites me about the future of YouTube, especially.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's always in the execution, right? And Google has had many failed executions over the years, so we'll see how it works. I mean, I'm also somewhat skeptical because YouTube is primarily a television platform. I mean, 60-ish%. I mean, it keeps going up every year is on TVs, right?
On the TV.
So, that's how most people watch. And so it's not a click-based platform. Generally, you're not going to be rushing to take your phone out to scan a QR code. Usually it's an interrupt on what you're doing. It's not just like a mindless scrolling experience. So we'll see. But I mean, it's going to be the majority of their ad revenue. I think I said this 3 years ago, or it's like before the end of the decade, the majority of Google's ad revenue will come for YouTube. And I think I'm feeling still pretty confident about that call. Yeah.
Colin, after 16 plus years in paid search, what is one thing about Google Ads that's gotten better? And then on the flip side of that, what is one thing that's potentially gotten worse?
So, I mean, I guess I answer that in one answer, and what's gotten better? And the answer is nothing. Nothing's gotten better.
What's gotten worse?
Everything.
Oh my gosh.
The costs, the dark patterns, like
oh my gosh.
Nothing's gotten better. The UI's gotten worse and clunkier. No, I don't think anything's gotten better. Yeah.
Well, should we close up shop here, Colin? Should we all just close our laptops? No, I'm kidding.
Ginny's gonna.
Oh, we lost him.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
He's back.
That's what happens. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you speak poorly of Google. They start.
They got upset.
Yeah. Don't invite the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, don't invite the Eye of Sauron. That's exactly right. Man, tell me about I know that you guys, I would imagine, man, you've got a ton of people that are talking to you all the time. I'm sure you've got a wait list, etc. Who are there? Is there like a lower limit to where like somebody would be in business, revenue wise or size wise? Is there like a lower limit? They were like, you really need to be over this hurdle before we take you on, etc. Is there something like that in your general framework, Colin?
For us as an agency?
Yeah.
I mean, they really need to be spending over $100,000 a month at this point.
Okay.
And it goes up every year, right?
That's
kind of the luxury of growing and scaling is, you start working with bigger brands, which admittedly a lot easier. Like a lot easier. A $15 million brand is a lot easier to work with than a $3 million brand.
Yeah. So let's say they're spending $100,000 per month. $100,000 per month is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
$100,000 per month. Okay. So they're gonna spend a little bit over $1 million this year in ad spend. They're coming to you and they're like, hey, Colin, you're the smartest. We're the typical D2C brand. Most of our budget's going over here to Meta, but we're just, we're not so excited about our performance there anymore. It's kind of taking a nosedive. What's the first thing you're going to tell them? Hey, if you've got more cash to go with me, you're the typical brand. Are you going to say like, hey, we need to experiment with YouTube? Or are you going to say like, probably Phil's got some sauce here for you to help you, crack your actual net new reach on Meta? What do you think you're going to end up saying?
I mean, it's vertical dependent too, but usually I think they should keep figuring that out. I think Meta is the easier place to figure out, and also the one that scales faster generally, right? You're not going to take a Google account and go from generally speaking, right, from 50,000 a month to 500,000 a month unless you've got the rest of your business really figured out, and you can push a lot of that through YouTube, or you're in just like a massive TAM. It's typically, right, more incremental growth. Like you find a couple great winners on Meta through using partnership ads, right? And you can go 1,000 a day, 5,000 a day, 10,000 a day over like 2 weeks. And that is much less common on Google than it is on Meta in my experience. So,
well, comforting that there's still something there to figure out. Comforting. Go ahead, Colin.
I was just going to say, I'd love to talk about it because I think we briefly touched on it. But could you talk to us about what it was like actually running for mayor of New York City?
I would like to know this. I would like to know.
The greatest city on the planet. I feel like we really just casually brushed over it. And
I wanted to get more of it.
I mean, I've never run for mayor of honestly anything. I've never run for my school, my school,
school president.
I didn't run for anything. You ran for mayor of the largest city in the United States. What was that like? Just what was that experience like?
Eye-opening, and like
Yeah.
how the sausage gets made in the political system.
Yeah.
So it was honestly pretty depressing.
gosh.
To be completely truthful with you guys, just seeing how candidates get picked and how
Yeah.
the selection process happens. It was some dark shit. It was really not. It was scary because it still is backroom deals, and I'm sure again there are people who get around that, like our current mayor who just caught fire. Right? I guess I wasn't a big enough Knicks fan. Otherwise, maybe I would have won. But yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was a good experience. It was a great learning experience. You learn how to talk to people really well when you got to approach people and ask for signatures on the street.
Yeah.
You don't take rejection personally after having 1,000, 2,000 people walk past you and tell you to go fuck yourself when you put a clipboard in front of them. Hopefully I can say the F word on here.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, no, it was a great experience. That's how I met my now fiance. So we'll take it. I won in a different way, but
you did.
There you go.
You did. You won in a different way. Colin, outcome here with the Knicks, is it going to be Knicks in 5, or what do you think it's going to be? Knicks in 6? What's your
I expect it's 5, but who knows? The refs are doing some Buffalo Wild Wings shit, so we'll see. It's like the Adam Silver is doing the call, and Buffalo Wild Wings is going crazy. So
I'm hopeful. I always like it when things go to Game 7 just because it's exciting. Not that I'm an anti-Knicks, proponent, nor am I really a pro Spurs. I grew up outside of Dallas, but I kind of hope things linger on a little bit just for the excitement for the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, New York City's going to melt down if they win. So
they are.
I mean, it already is every game. I mean, last night you could feel the houses vibrate. So it was wild. So
well, Colin, man, we appreciate you making the time to join us, man. If there are a few big fish out there that still need to be working with you guys and talking with you, man, where do people find you, follow you, start that conversation, all of those things? Where should they go and find you, my man?
Well, you can find me here on X, CJ Slattery. I'm active there, and both personal and professional. Much to my growth team's disappointment, I do share non-professional content on there. And then, if you want the sanitized version, you can just find me on LinkedIn. And I'm wearing a almost as aggressive sport coat in that photo. So
let's go.
It's hard to miss me.
Let's go. Hey, I've heard you wear a suit. You wear a sport coat on camera, and Sam Altman comes and buys you. That's what I've heard, which we are open to, Sam Altman. I would like to say.
You got my number, and Google, if you want to buy my silence, like, I'm happy to sign that gag order. Just gotta come with a checkbook. My silence can be bought.
Couple $1 billion later,
but it can be bought.
Colin's on a yacht. We're fine.
That's right. Colin's on a yacht. Colin, we appreciate you making the time. If you never see me on
social media, you'll know exactly what happened.
We'll know what happened. Google came by and made that check. And perhaps you'll be in the Bahamas forevermore.
You guys can come down onto the boat.
All right. We'll do that. We appreciate you making the time, brother.
Amazing.
Look forward to having
Thanks,
you back,
guys.
man. Thank you. Running for mayor, I had to be
crazy.
Wild. It had to be wild.
Also wild that Eye of Saruman just took him out when he started talking bad about Google.
It did. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful.
They'll take you out.
Eyes and ears everywhere.
This is what I don't like about Google. Boop. Gone. Boop. What happened to Colin? I don't know. He just started talking bad about Google.
I don't know.
Disappeared.
Hey, the offer's on the table, and he's willing to be silent forever. Perhaps a vocal, a vocal, honest take giver in terms of how search has developed, but still a user. still a user,
Yeah.
and allocating many ad dollars for Google every day. As we move forward to our lightning round, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Seguno. Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What's that mean, Chris? It means your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, it's all there where you already work and play every day. And it means you don't have to seed your trust to big email with their over-attributed data. With Seguno, your Shopify data is your email data. And this is why it's email 3.0. And it's a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. Okay, one-click automations, actual humans that can help you. Go get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook at the URL scrolling across the screen. Go and talk with Seguno, give you a free trial of their platform. You tell them Colin, I sent you. They will extend that free trial to 30 days, built for lean teams with big aspirations. Many thanks for Seguno being part of this show. Now, we come to the lightning round. The lightning round of our episode today on said Ecomm Cowboy show. And also, I will say, excited that there are more Ecomm Cowboys coming forth on the internet every day. I just say that. I say that in passing. Shopify's CEO, the one and only Toby, is racing at Le Mans. Now, for those who aren't as astutely cultured as I, you might want to say Le Mans. No. Le Mans. Le Mans is the infamous 24-hour race that Ford versus Ferrari based on. If you haven't seen it, you should go and watch it. Toby had this to say: absolute privilege to get to compete in the 24-hour of Le Mans this year. Bucket list stuff. Wouldn't have gotten here without DHH's encouragement. DHH, Creative Ruby on Rails, Basecamp, etc. Wouldn't have got here without his encouragement and guidance. Watch this weekend. We are in TDS Racing Live, number 14. Big Shopify right across the side there. Yeah, can we get some pics here, Jack? Look at these. Beautiful.
Golly.
Look at
Come
that.
on.
Let's go, Toby.
Look at this.
Let's go, Toby.
You're going to bet against that guy? You're going to bet against that guy? Are you serious?
No.
Look at that. Look at a little personalized. You see the little personalized on the front of his.
Yeah, give us one back, Jack. Give us one back.
Look at the little T. Oh my gosh, little T. Oh, customized.
Let's go, Toby.
Got the Canadian flag. You got the Shopify. You're going to bet against that guy? No, I doubt it. No. I doubt it. Look at this.
Not wisely.
You should make this his LinkedIn photo. This is hard. This is hard.
He's going hard. Let's look at him in the pit. Let's take us one more. Take us one more forward there. I mean, look at this shot. No. You had it. You had it there, Jack. One more forward. Back. Yeah, forward. Yeah, well, there we go. There we go. Views.
Wow.
I would say if if I were an investing man, if I were a user of various e-commerce platforms, enablers, scalers of opportunity, entrepreneurially upon the interwebs, I would want my CEO doing things like this, racing for 24 hours straight in Le Mans. Making racing history. I would want that. I thoroughly approve of said side quest, and I bet he's got his agents coding for him the entire time.
Yeah, and it's also so hard to race an F1 car. The amount of training that goes into this. Yeah, I'm going to bet on this guy because he's literally racing an F1 car that costs millions of dollars and goes hundreds upon hundreds of miles an hour. I'm going to bet on that guy because you know what? He can make correct decisions under pressure. That's exactly what he's doing right here. Yeah. And I trust that guy as a CEO. Let's go.
The format of this car is unique. I don't know how it's exactly. I don't know how they exactly categorize these. It is F1-ish. It's it's low to the ground, it's wide, but it looks like it's interesting. It's interesting. One would think these are built for the 24-hour endurance demand. I find this fascinating though. Toby, now that if they win, did this already happen? I don't think it's happened yet. I think it's happening this week.
It's Saturday.
It's happening Saturday. We should tune in. And, I think the hat trick is to win Le Mans, win at Monaco in
Oh.
F1, and then win the Indy 500. I believe that's like the ultimate hat trick in racing.
Yeah.
So if he wins here, he's just 2 away.
Yeah. He should pull up to every single board meeting in that car from now on. Somehow he should figure out he owns that car moving forward, and he should just pull up to every single board meeting in that car with him driving it. And be like, what do you guys want to talk about? And it's like, well, I don't know what we're supposed to say to this guy. He just pulled up in an F1 car. It's kind of sick.
Yeah. By the way, look at my sick car. Yeah, don't bet against that guy. You don't want to bet against that guy.
Yeah.
Next story here coming to us by way of Retail Dive. Walmart Wing adds another 7 markets to drone delivery expansion plan. Walmart is going full drone here, baby. And I kind of feel like, is this real? Like, is this real life? Drone delivery? I mean, it feels like we're stepping into Star Wars, you know, where people have flying cars and they're going around and everything. This used to be kind of like a magical thought, like, oh yeah, well, I'll have our stuff being delivered via drone someday. It's like actually happening now. And it's happening so successfully that Walmart is adding more markets here. The metro areas covered by the expansion are going to be New Orleans, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Diego, San Francisco Bay Area, Salt Lake City, and Memphis, Tennessee. And a quote here from Heather Rivera, Wing's chief business officer. Our work with Walmart has shown that drone delivery isn't just a novelty. It's a service many customers count on multiple times per week.
Crazy.
Multiple times per week. There are customers receiving drone delivery Walmart shipments right now. We're already working with many communities in the 7 new markets as we accelerate our progress to bring ultra-fast delivery to 40 million residents throughout the U.S. Kind of crazy.
I mean, I've been waiting for this for what seems like forever. It seems like every year we get this story of drone delivery, and they kind of just keep barely making a little progress. I really want them to roll this out across all 50 states. Come to Charlotte. I need to start getting my stuff delivered by drone. And I'd love to do this. You know, groceries just dropped off by drone. I got a little pad out back that's where the Walmart drone drops everything. That'd be incredible. It saves somebody so much time. It would also be amazing to watch. Chris, have you used a drone before? Have you flown one of these bad boys before?
Yeah, I've flown them. You know, perhaps not the most skillfully, but I have flown them. You know, it's fun. You know, you never want to lose them. You don't want to lose them. You know?
Yeah.
I have had them like crash in people's yards before.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly fun. And I feel that beyond beyond the like, oh, it gets here fast. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like it can get here fast in somebody's car, you know. I feel like beyond that, to me, what's most fascinating about it is the entertainment value. I get to watch a robot fly to my house, to my backyard, to my front yard, and have a robot drop off my groceries from the sky. Like, that is it's kind of fantastical. To me, that's what I'm excited about. That's what I want to see.
Well, the crazy thing about this too is it has no relation whatsoever to traffic that is going on. So if traffic's packed, if it's, you know, a really packed day on the roads, it doesn't matter at all. This thing isn't even going in a car. It's going to fly over everything. It reminds me of Aaron Wachowski's Blade post about LinkedIn, where he's like, you know, you can take a Blade for like $3 more, or you can take an Uber. It's like, well, I think I just want to take the Blade instead because it's sick and it's going to take me 7 minutes. Yeah.
We don't take the helicopter.
This is so cool. And I think one of the pieces here that you briefly touched on is this still has to go in someone's car. And so there's still a human element to like car delivery.
Yeah.
Drone delivery is just straight up. This is a robot. It's shooting right from the factory or the fulfillment of your groceries.
Yeah.
And then it's dropping it right at your house. I love this so much.
Yeah, I think it's incredible, and this has been happening with them already in some places, as the story states. It's expanding
Yeah.
7 new markets. I think you'll be surprised at how many deliveries they've had. Okay, I'm reading again. Wings drones can deliver goods in as quick as 30 minutes, travel up to 60 miles per hour, delivering items ranging from ingredients and electronics to household goods. Meanwhile, Walmart has been leveraging its store network to reach roughly 60% of the population in 30 minutes or less and keep pace with rival and fellow drone user Amazon. Walmart's drone delivery offering currently covers 66 locations, did not know this, across 4 states, including Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, and Arkansas. Arkansas, of course, because Bentonville, where Sam Walton and the Walmart family hails from. Walmart U.S. President and CEO David Gaguna said on an earnings call last month, the service is gaining momentum. The retailer just reached its 1 millionth drone delivery in Q1. 1
That's
million, just reached their 1 millionth drone delivery. So, I mean, this has been happening with a little more than 40% of those occurring last quarter. 40%. So, I mean, it's kind of like little by little, and then in these locations, Dallas, Fort Worth, Atlanta area, Greater Houston, etc. 1 million already.
Yeah, I mean, it did say that it is launching delivery across Texas and North Carolina. Can we use it? Can you and I just use this right now? Because I really haven't heard anything about this locally, and I also haven't seen any in the air. I would imagine we'll start seeing these guys fly around in the air, which I don't mind. I think it's hilarious. I think it's also going to be hilarious when like people will get upset about it and just start shooting them down.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Little detail here that you might be interested in. Wing also announced a collaboration with Papa John's to deliver sandwiches by air in North Carolina.
Wow.
Papa John's sandwiches by air, North Carolina. I know you're a huge Papa John's fan.
Papa J's.
You crave it every day. You want to drink that garlic sauce. I know that you do.
Oh God.
You should order a Papa John's sandwich and then live stream the delivery.
I don't even think Wing will deliver to me. Wing,
it's in North Carolina, delivering sandwiches by air in North Carolina. Just
in Charlotte, North Carolina, you can get wings delivered straight to your yard in minutes using Wing drone delivery. Partnered with DoorDash. How to order? Go to a Wing delivery locator. Okay.
Let's see.
Let's see. Well, I'm on their website right now. I'm on their website. Let me put in my address.
Yeah, put in your address.
Make sure we don't dox me before I.
I was going to tell you to share your screen, but
yeah,
if you're going to, don't dox yourself.
Yeah, let's see. Unfortunately, we're not in your area yet. Come on.
I'm
going to sign up. I'm going to sign up. They can.
We had a moment. We had a moment going there, but
could you imagine?
The moment.
Could you imagine if I ordered something while we're doing the show and it gets delivered before the show ends?
Yeah, wouldn't that be epic?
But
you just turn the camera around. Just turn the camera around and show the robot delivering outside.
I'd jump on him. I'd be like, "Take me back." And then you grab onto him and he takes you back.
Okay, I am interested in your thoughts on this last story of our lightning round here. OpenAI. This came via the Wall Street Journal this morning. OpenAI is considering major AI price cuts as competition intensifies, according to the Wall Street Journal, considering cutting AI token prices and expects Anthropic to make similar price cuts soon. Jack, I'm zooming in here on the article clip that they have taken, that Bull Theory has taken from the Wall Street Journal piece I'm reading. OpenAI considers drastic price cuts, anticipating war for users with Anthropic. The company might lower prices for tokens, the central unit for gauging AI costs through the discussions are still in flux. OpenAI is considering drastically lowering the prices it charges users as it seeks to win customers from its rival Anthropic. The company is weighing significant cuts to what it charges for tokens, unit of measurement artificial intelligence firms use to bill for their products. According to people familiar with the matter, move would be in anticipation of similar cuts the company expects at Anthropic, people said. Business executives have begun to balk at the high prices for AI usage. OpenAI chief executive Sam Altman said at a recent event that costs had become, quote, a huge issue. I think we'll have a lot of ways we can help people get more value for less spend, he said. I find this fascinating, especially on the recent news of them, filing for IPO. The common thought, common line that has been given so often here is like, hey, all these tokens have been subsidized, and they're going to have to jack up the prices here at some point. And because they've raised so much money, it can't be subsidized forever, and prices are going to go up. Now we've got the opposite news. Actually, they're going to cut it even more back as an impending price war perhaps with Anthropic comes forth. Your thoughts on this?
I also want to point out there's the last sentence in that tweet as well, which was as Anthropic expects to make similar cuts as well. And so now we are having both of the AI behemoths. I would argue these are the two leaders in the space, the two AI dogs fighting it out for market share. But competition is amazing for the end consumer because it smashes down prices. So, I'd love for other folks to get involved in this. I'd love for Google to get involved in this, start to get Gemini involved in the mix. I'd love for X to get involved in this. I'd like for Grok to get involved in the mix.
You want everybody's prices to go down.
I want a brawl. I want a full-on brawl. And then what will happen is prices will absolutely smash to the floor, and they need to really establish more footholds within the consumers because both of these companies are going public. And so they have to keep showing consumer demand growth in order for the stock price to keep going up.
I'm kind of confused by the news of this because my common conception, and we've talked about this at length on the show many times, common conception is chat, OpenAI outpaced consumer market, the actual consumers. They've got a ton more users than Anthropic. Anthropic is like going enterprise, going prosumer, equipping all of the various operators in our space, graphic designers, copywriters, vibe coders, et cetera. They're all Claude pilled, and chat has eaten up the consumer market en masse. Everybody's all the boomers, everybody's using chat if they are using a tool. So I kind of find this like interesting. Like, is there a real threat like for Joe down the street who casually uses AI? Like, is there like some kind of threat where they need to cut their token expenditures from $20 per month to $10 per month? It feels like the war perhaps that they're looking for is really on the enterprise side, I would guess.
Absolutely.
That's where Anthropic has deep penetration, it seems to me.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, CFOs are looking at their books and they're saying, hey, we spent X amount of dollars on tokens. What are we getting out of this? A lot of the sentiment in this recent week is that Wall Street is starting to price this in, where you actually have to make progress with AI. AI growth for AI growth's sake is starting to become a little bit too far-fetched for Wall Street, and they actually want to see some true value pulled out of this, some actual, business growth moving forward out of the AI usage. And so you're starting to see kind of the stuff hit the fan, so to speak, with these tokenizations, aggressive growth, aggressive valuations, all of this moving forward. It's going to be a fun summer. It's going to be a fun summer.
Interesting to note that there has been more and more recently. It's like, man, these tokens cost a lot. Uber's like, we've already eaten up our token budget for the year. So
yeah, didn't Amazon spend like $500,000 in tokens in like a month or like a week?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
It's crazy.
Anyway, maybe all the AI workflows and co-pilots, etc., that cost more than the humans in the first place. So anyway, maybe they need to cut token costs. We have the one and only Kieran Matthew coming in here, partner and CEO of Equip Foods, goated operator and bringer of clean ingredients and products to all of us.
Let's go.
In ancestral primal format. We must bring him inside here. He is coming to us. Before he comes, let us talk about Axon by App 11. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're running a D2C brand and you're not on Axon yet, you're leaving money on the table. Axon gets you in front of more than 1 billion new customers inside the games that everyone loves to play, like Solitaire, Mahjong, Candy Crush, etc. And more people may play mobile games than you think. We're talking about mainstream, financially comfortable household decision makers, and the unlock is the format. People watching your ads on average for 35 seconds instead of like 0.35 that you are combating for in the usual social feeds that we all put our ad spend in anyway. And it converts 80% of clicks purchases within the first hour of the click. I myself helped one of my friends when Meta was tripping move ad spend over to Axon, resurrected Q4, net new customer acquisition up and to the right again. And you can get going in less than an hour and scale up to 100K per day in spend inside of a week. Your favorite brands are there: Wayfair, Dr. Squatch, etc. You should get in before your competitors do. Go to axon.ai/en/Ecomm Cowboy. Many thanks for Axon being part of this show. Now, we must bring Kieran Matthew inside of here, goated operator of the one and only Equip Foods. They have done many things, especially in the grass-fed beef protein area, and now bringing so many kind of interesting products to market. There was talk on the feeds as of late, maybe an Equip ice cream would come forth. Who knows? Who knows? There was talk. There was talk. It was proposed. We must bring the man himself inside of the show. Everybody, welcome in here, Kieran Matthew, CEO.
There he is. Thanks for having me. I love this generous applause.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you are deserving of it, Kieran. We do our best. We got to give you the best.
I didn't realize you had a live audience right in front of you this whole time.
Always. Yeah, they're just right there beyond the camera, just right there behind here. Anyway, they do their part. They do their part as well. Man, we appreciate you making the time to join us, brother.
I appreciate what you guys are doing for the space. It's been fun to follow along. I know Anthony was on recently, and he was. He said I'd hop on as well. So grateful to be here and excited for the conversation.
Let's go. Kieran, I have, of course, I've known of you guys. We had Anthony on recently. I've known of you guys for some time. Man, my understanding is that, Equip now has scaled very significantly while keeping a pretty tight team. You know, somewhere in the teens of employees and such. Is that the case?
It is, yeah. So we were what I would say pretty under the radar until last fall, just because our branding was pretty antiquated. It hadn't been updated since 2017, but we were growing and growing profitably. The goal has always been profitable, sustainable growth versus growth at all costs. Anthony and I had bootstrapped the business until about June last year, and that's when we ultimately decided to also push forward a brand refresh, which was much more indicative of who our customers are, why we exist. And it also just gave us the confidence to push more on top of funnel and let everybody know that we're here, why we're here, and where we're going. But the big piece of that is just it unlocked retail as well, as our packaging just was not retail ready. So that's kind of like the single biggest strategic initiative for us this year is launching retail, but really treating this more as a marathon, not a sprint, not trying to be everywhere all at once, trying to find the right strategic partners that are ready to lean in with us and just really nail velocity everywhere we go from day one. But we do have a very lean team in this sort of like AI age, and also this age of overseas talent. I think 5 million in net sales per employee is completely sustainable in this category, and it's something we've been able to sustain and continue to sustain. over time. So I'm not optimizing for low headcount and isolation because I just don't think that's the right thing to optimize for. I'm optimizing for operational efficiency and building a profitable business. And that efficiency, just the low headcount is a function of that efficiency, not something that we're just trying to achieve in isolation.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. I love that kind of marker. That's really good. Go ahead, Colin.
Well, I just want to talk about the Prime bar for a little bit. I mean, it is the first ever grass-fed beef protein bar. Could you walk us through that formulation and, you know, possible supply chain issues that you might have had and that stuff you have to crack in order to ship that out? I mean, that's no small feat.
Yeah, let me just tell you kind of why we're here in the first place. It's really to set a better standard in the supplement industry, which is just inherently dirty. And the deeper I dive into this industry, the more of a kind of nihilist I become. About 58% of supplements are underdosed. About 1/3 of supplements that are sold online don't actually have what's on the label in their SFPs. So we're just trying to ship a really delicious, well-sourced, transparent product, essentially. And our entryway into setting that standard is with this grass-fed beef protein powder. So whey is a derivative of the cheese making process, typically processed with hexane and other harsh chemicals. Not all whey is processed that way, to be clear. There's a lot of amazing products out there. And a lot of people are just lactose intolerant. And then plant-based protein comes with its own trade-offs as well from a bioavailability standpoint, as well as just fermentable carbs that your gut cannot fully process. So we landed on grass-fed beef. Anthony did more accurately, and I teamed up with him about 5 years ago. And it's been a wonderful partnership. But the way we make our product is using bone and meat. So you get the benefits of collagen and gelatin, about 5 grams of glycine per serving, but you also get the benefits of complete protein. That's something like a bone broth or a collagen powder in isolation is lacking. So we were selling powder for the better part of a decade, and we knew our customers wanted bars. But from a food science standpoint, it's a larger technical challenge than putting whey or milk isolate in a bar, because whey and milk isolate bind well to other ingredients. Collagen and beef protein do not very well. So it took us a long time to get here. We tried once, honestly, 2 years ago and failed. And we also shipped a bar that wasn't quite at the ingredient standard that we wanted. There were some soluble tapioca fibers in there. There was a sunflower lecithin. And I personally don't have any issues with those ingredients in isolation. But of course, if we're trying to set the standard, we need to do better than what's currently available on shelf, not be at par with that. So we did a bit of testing there, got a lot of amazing feedback, and then spent another 16 months after that test developing this bar that we launched last June. We are really proud of what we put out in market, but we also simultaneously recognize that there's still tons of room for improvement. So we just launched a new and improved form of that bar.
Really?
Well. It's little things, just like texture optimization. The first one is a bit chewy, too chewy. The flavor pops more, no ingredient changes. It's really just like a manufacturing process and input plus or minus change, and integrating a little bit more water content, etc. So that was a bit of a long-winded way of saying it was a tough process to make the bar. We still think there's more room for improvement, and we're going to constantly chip away at it. It's a harder food science exercise than putting whey and milk isolate in a bar, and we're sort of the first to do it, aside from like pemmican style savory bars, which we weren't super excited about. So that's the gist.
Well, Kieran, I think that taking this hard path and the mission, like the mission behind the machine here, I think to me it seems like your audience, your customers, I mean, it resonates with them. And even though it's harder to do and it takes longer, and there's a kind of a deeper core to, yes, we want this, and we want it from these people because of how they go about this and the way that they view the world, the way that they view bringing products to market that are good for us and, good for humanity in general. It seems to me like the reception for these kind of products and the path that you take to get there, man, it resonates really well with your audience, and the success comes from that. Would you agree?
100%. I mean, yeah, we really lead with why and make sure that our products are really well aligned with our why. And if we ever think we're at risk of shipping either a B tier product or a product with B tier ingredients and or a product that just doesn't test well, one of the biggest things for us is testing for microplastics, molds, mycotoxins, heavy metals, pesticides, and sharing those results transparently with our customers. So it's not only taste and ingredient quality, but also the invisible toxins that have found their way into our food supply that we're trying to transparently share with our customers so that they just know what they're putting in their body. And the combination of just transparency and being thoughtful about what we're putting out in the world has definitely resonated with our customers. And the single biggest reason we've been able to grow by like almost 80x, honestly, over the past 4 years is because of our retention. I mean, not all revenue is created equal. It costs a lot of money to acquire a customer in 2026. And the retention piece is just so critical. It's why Groons has done so well. It's why Mars Men's doing so well. That subscription revenue with high LTV just really compounds to allow you to tolerate a higher customer acquisition cost. And we're as focused or more focused on that retention as we are acquisition. But it really starts with product, in my opinion. It's not an abandoned cart flow exercise. It's a lot more than that. And ultimately we have to lead with product. So that's what we're trying to lead with.
Garrett, 80x is significant, bro.
Flex. Absolute flex.
That is significant, man. That
Crazy
is
flex.
wild. That's
I
wild.
appreciate it. Yeah, we've been very fortunate, and there's a ton of tailwinds. I mean, animal-based is trending. Processed plant-based foods are declining. So really amazing team, great tailwinds. Trying to make sure we sustain this as we diversify into retail now. Launched Sprouts 2 weeks ago. We've got about 3,500 more doors opening before the end of the year.
Come on, bro.
More to come there. So just really honestly need to make sure we nail that, as we can't show up there and not drive velocity, but we're excited.
I just double click on this briefly. I totally agree with your thesis on, hey, we need to do brand refresh because we want to crack retail. Brother, when I saw this brand refresh, I was like, dang, man, I was actually working on some branding at the time with a specific company. I was like, dang, I just need to copy them. It's what I need to do. I just need to copy this and put it in a new category. Man, that look that is, it's gosh, it feels so Americana. It feels so in a good way, like I'm rolling back to yesteryear and I'm eating real stuff that grandma would have made for me, that would have, had me working all day long and living like a healthy young man. That look, whatever that is, I mean, that has got to be a big piece of you guys' continued push and success and moving inventory inside of doors.
100%. Yeah, we have a lot of conviction in what we're putting on shelf and our ability to stand out and communicating flavor in a way that is not literal was really important to us. And just, we believe the packaging feels warm. It feels warm. It feels differentiated. It feels timeless. And that's what we want to communicate. That's why we're formulating our products, or how we're formulating our products, like simple, timeless nutrition, wholesome nutrition. So we do feel like the packaging is just inherently aligned with the products we're trying to put out in the world. But it took us 4 agencies to get there. So I have to give kudos to Anthony. It was the better part of 2 years. We terminated 3 different agencies before we landed on this. So it was an expensive exercise, but kudos to Anthony, because he's really excellent at never compromising on product quality, but also on things like design choice. And there were a couple parts of that process where I was like, I'm getting a bit antsy here. Anything we ship is going to be an improvement on what we had before, which was like generic GNC style branding. But it's good that we held out. And we're really excited by what we're shipping now and for this retail chapter too.
Incredible, man.
Could you talk to us a little bit, about you personally? I've heard, you
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you're on a 1,000-day plus meditation streak. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been a core part of my routine for many years now. So my consistency does not ebb and flow, but the duration in which I sit for does ebb and flow based off of how much I'm working. Spend a lot of time running when I'm not working too. So yeah, it's honestly just a critical part of my day. Helps me feel a little bit grounded. I think this serves me, and also the downside is I have a hard time celebrating wins, but like I don't get too high on the highs and I also don't get very low on the lows. I'm kind of just at this relatively steady state. So I do need to go to my way to try to celebrate wins a bit more effectively with the team. But I do credit some of that, or a lot of that, to just that daily practice of realizing how insignificant what we're doing is, but also caring a lot about our customers and just caring a lot about the products we're putting out in the world. And I think both things can be true at the same time. We're not sending men to the moon. We're not building data centers on Mars. We are shipping beef protein, but a lot of people care about this product, and it helps a lot of people with a consistent daily routine, and we shouldn't take that for granted. So it's important to me.
That's incredible.
You seem like steady,
locked in,
steady, locked in, consistent, like that. What you got on here? That's steady. Still water.
I'm going. The energy on this in this room right now is elevating that a little bit. But
all right. And this probably became useful, Kieran. I would imagine, not just for so many other things in life, but when Anthony's going through that third or fourth agency there to crack this retail packaging, let's keep it steady here. Keep it steady.
Yeah, had to take a few deep breaths there. Certainly, more frustration than not, but it just goes to show that patience is key in some circumstances.
Kieran, not that you have to go, open kimono here or anything, but I think what seems to be the case is that, man, you guys are dialed, listening to your customers, bringing forth, the best products, inside of a space that is genuinely sullied with problems. Oh, supplements don't even have it, etc. Man, is there anything that your customers are crying out for? That maybe there's been some thoughts, some considerations about.
Absolutely. So I will say we're building this with our customers. Every time we ship a new product, we get out 150, 200 plus samples of an R&D unbranded product to our customers. We survey them, we talk to them, and it helps mitigate risk that we're not going to spend millions of dollars on a new innovation that our customers, at least 150 customers, hopefully are going to go and buy it. So they're building this with us. We have a huge roster of affiliates. That's a key driver for us. Same thing. They're a key part of that R&D process. And we also take their ideas very seriously. So one thing that's come up with our customers over the past 5 years is that they've all been consistently sneaking our protein powder and now bars to their kids, as it's just something that they feel really good about putting in their kids' bodies, and they can give their 6-year-old son or 7-year-old daughter a chocolate milkshake, which just happens to be packed with 20 grams of nutrient dense beef protein. And the kids are actually like calling for it and asking for it because they think it's great. So one of the big things that's coming for us, you're the first to hear it, I think, later this August, is a kids line to do exactly that. Basically, shipping nutrient-dense, grass-fed beef protein that is formulated specifically for really ages as low as 4, as high as 12, with about a dozen organic fruits in there as well, so parents can feel good about getting their kids all kinds of vitamins and minerals that might be hard to sneak into their day otherwise. And that's going to be available in both powder and bars, actually. And I actually like our kids bars that are coming out more than our adult bars. So I might just start consuming those every day. Fun branding as well that resonates with a small mind like me. So yeah, I can't wait to get those out in the world, but it's been a cool process to see that through.
Incredible, man.
That's
I'm signing up. I'm signing
Yeah.
up. All my little ones are going to be, they're going to be eating that exactly. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
I think where we saw the market opportunity is that there are a lot of kids products out there. The majority have unnecessary processed ingredients to drive prices down. A lot of them are still relatively low protein, like 4 to 6 grams. And we know, I mean, I'm not a parent yet, but talking to thousands of our customers, that they're trying to give their kids more protein in a way that they feel good about. So we're trying to occupy this intersection of nutrient dense foods, only good ingredients, transparency on sourcing, because there's been a fair bit of concern around heavy metals in kids products, microplastics, etc. And we specifically sought out ingredients which we tested every single raw input, and we did RFPs for each raw input to make sure that they test well for all of these things, so that the finished good is as good or better from a testing standpoint as anything else in market. So, and then high protein using our grass-fed beef. We are also doing something in 2 weeks. We're publishing our first clinical trial, which has been underway for a long period of time, because a lot of the reason why customers come to us for grass-fed beef protein versus whey and plant-based protein is they just find it super gut friendly. And that's an anecdote we've been told for 5+ years. It's dairy-free, it's whey-free, packed with glycine, which is quite well researched to support gut health as well. So we were able to validate that in a double-blinded randomized control trial. And the results are quite compelling. I think I'm biased, so I'm really excited to share that with the world. But that's something we thought about as well for parents, is if we can ship something that's nutrient dense, high protein, tests well for all those invisible toxins, and also just leaves the kids guts feeling good, then I'm very grateful to be able to put that out in the world. So that'll be coming mid-August.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. I mean, in that same vein of trying to appeal to the kids and the younger demographic, and as well as Chris, is ice cream still on the table? Are you guys considering ice cream? We will eat all the ice cream in the world if you make them. So saying, we're super
one of the most common use cases for our product is making Ninja Creamy ice cream with our beef protein, because the collagen and gelatin just makes for like a really nice, creamy, silky texture. I know when that was teased on our X account, Anthony immediately replied saying no.
Come on.
We're trying to stay pretty focused, because we think there's a ton of room to grow on the powder bars and now kids side, but never say never. Never say never.
Okay.
So
let's go.
Never say never.
Let's go. We can taste test. If you need a blind taste test from 2 Cowboys, we're here.
Oh yeah, we're happy.
I do seek out the Cowboy approval, so I can add you guys to the sampling roster.
Boy, that's exciting. That is exciting, Kieran.
Let's go,
man. Brother, we love what you're doing, man. We love what you're doing, and the quality that you're doing it with. And I know we've gone 80x. I think we break open the kids market. We're adding another 0. We're going 800x from here, Kieran. Man, we look forward to having you back. Appreciate you dropping the breaking news on the show, and man, we can't wait to have it. We can't wait to have it. Give it to my little ones. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. I'll make sure to get you some product. Appreciate what you guys are doing.
Boy,
Ecomm Cowboy. I mean, Ecomm Cowboy. You heard it here first. A kids drop. That's an exclusive, folks. That's an exclusive
kids line. Exactly. Yeah, kids
that's
line.
That's gonna go parabolic.
That's gonna go.
It's gonna go. I mean, it's crazy. And just talking about the amount of effort and just the thought and like how much effort and just like true will that they put in through making that, you can tell that they really care about this product and what they're actually putting in it. How could you not be bullish on it? How could you not be bullish on it? I mean,
the mission in the sea of seediness
Yeah.
in supplements, their mission and the care involved and the customer cooperation,
Very
to make
smart.
this thing happening. So
Really
smart. And man, yeah, the kids line, I totally see that, and I think it's going to absolutely crush. I will know. I know this is always a topic of conversation at our house. It's like, how do we get the good stuff into their mouth? Stuff that they will actually swallow and take into their bodies. It's like a continual. It's like
it's a brawl.
Fight. It's a brawl. And I remember being a kid. All I wanted was chicken nuggets and ketchup,
Yeah.
But I think this is so smart of them, and it's going to go bananas. And it's so interesting to me to hear about how crucial that repackaging, branding process was to their retail success. So fascinating.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. It's unbelievable. And I mean, 80x growth is absolutely bananas.
It's bananas.
Yeah.
As we move forward, couple watch and reacts for us, Jack. Jack, have we talked about the one and only Proxima AI yet? Yes, we have not. We need to. I'm going backward to our MLB and Hollywood Hype watch and react. Before we get there, let us talk about Proxima AI. Ladies and gentlemen, your buyer data already knows what ad you need to make next. You just can't read it yet. With Proxima, you can. Most brands, marketers brief from instinct. What's our best performing ad? How do we tweak it and pass that off to the creative team? Problem isn't effort, it's that there's no signal from your actual buyers. Proxima changes that, gives you your conversions against 2,000 plus shoppers across 2,000 plus e-commerce brands, shows you exactly who's buying what they're responding to, and where your account has gaps. Okay, you connect your Meta, you connect your Shopify. Proxima begins mapping every conversion back to a real buyer segment inside their commerce graph, what they buy across the web, what they respond to, who you're not reaching, and suddenly all your gaps are visible. And you don't start with a blank page. Proxima gives you a feed of creative briefs, all backed with real data. It's data that your competitors do not have. First 3 briefs every month are totally free. Stop the slop. Go to Proxima.ai, connect your store, get a feed of creative briefs today, sourced from your actual buyers, ready to ship in days. Many thanks for Proxima being part of this show. Now, this story comes to us by way of Adweek. Jack, I'd like you to bring this article up. There are 2 30-second videos for us to watch here. Very interesting what is taking place here. Hollywood studios are teaming up with MLB athletes and hoping to create a little magic here in between and tie in MLB in its season and those athletes to some coming soon attractions. Okay, Major League Baseball exploring new ways to show players off-field personalities. I'm going to read a little bit of this, and then I want to watch these videos. Okay, we are subscribed to Adweek. We are weekly subscribers. We love Adweek. What do New York Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor, San Diego Padres pitcher Mason Miller, MVP and Los Angeles Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts, and the Mandalorian's Grogu have in common? All 4 have been featured in MLB creative spots promoting the ongoing baseball season and this year's slate of summer movies as part of a growing marketing relationship between the league and major movie studios. Miller and Disney's Grogu character starred in a spot to promote Disney's The Mandalorian and the Grogu. There's another one for Toy Story 5. You'll be able to see these, but I think there's something going on here. I think there's something deeper going on here. Jack, you're going to have to sign in on our Ecomm Cowboy account to be able to access these videos. So we don't have them ready for you. Sign in on our standard account, and then we'll have the videos ready and prepared to go, and we can watch those. I'm going to keep reading while you bring those up. I think what's at play here is that the Savannah Bananas effect is in full force. And the MLB is seeing that they are doing something that we are not. And they are selling out stadiums where we are not. And even though we're making many millions of dollars, actually they're getting tons of more eyeballs in ways that we are not, and reaching the younger generation. Okay, yeah, I'd love you to play this. So there's two examples here. This one is a Disclosure Day video, or if you've seen this, is the upcoming Steven Spielberg movie. Play this for us, and then we'll see the next one. Yeah, you can bring that down. Go ahead and play.
Welcome back to Queens. Francisco Lindor put the Mets ahead last inning with a home run. Wait, what's that? What's Lindor? Something's wrong.
If you found out we weren't alone, would that frighten you?
Okay. Did anything? Okay, what sticks out to you about that after seeing that? What are your initial thoughts?
I mean, they're trying to incorporate it into what is a cultural moment that's going to happen this weekend with Disclosure Day. And they need to basically establish personalities within MLB the same way that the NFL has established personalities. If a great example of this, if I were to get 50 people on the street and I were to say, here's a photo of 5 guys, which one of them is Mike Trout? And
exactly.
I bet you maybe 2 of those people would actually know who Mike Trout is.
Maybe.
Flip side of that, those same people I say, can you, of the 5 guys, show me who Patrick Mahomes is? I bet you probably 45 out of the 50 people are going to tell you who Patrick Mahomes is. Maybe 50 out of 50 get Patrick Mahomes right. That's a branding issue. That's a branding issue within MLB where they have some really talented players. Mike Trout was one of the best baseball players to touch the field in the last couple of years. Nobody knows what nobody knows what he looks like whatsoever, because MLB has a kind of a branding issue where they have to push the personalities. They have to level up the personalities. They have to kind of add this WWE effect, and I hate saying that. But they have to really add this WWE effect to make it more interesting, to make it faster paced. They're already trying to do that with the pitch clock, with all of these things, and I appreciate that. But they have to make all of this more interesting. I think a great example of this is Ohtani. He's an interesting player. He does interesting things. He's a one-in-a-generational type of talent. Pitch, hit. He's crazy. It's unbelievable. There's some scandal to him. You're like, what is this guy? I don't know what's going on here. I love it. You need to have 40 of those players in the MLB because there's probably 60 players in the NFL that are exactly like that.
I think the thing that's compelling to me when I see this, it's the first point that you made. When they zoom in on this player, I have no idea who he is. I see that he's in a Mets uniform. That's helpful. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's the first thing that they say. Oh, Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor. Why do they say that? Because nobody knows. Nobody knows who that is. And so they have to say it, and they have to have him appear in the uniform for it to have kind of teeth to it. That's a problem, number one. Number two, there is a baseball organization that's not even like Major League Professional Baseball that is wildly more entertaining than the MLB is. Wildly more entertaining. And
it's crazy.
It's the Savannah Bananas. And
it's crazy.
There are more people that will show up to watch the Savannah Bananas play with a bunch of quote no names who aren't on the same level of talent. There are vastly more people who will show up and watch them play, so much so that they sold out Kyle Field at Texas A&M for a baseball game than there will for literally the best baseball talents in the whole world. There are more people who will show up to watch the Savannah Bananas because they've created a more entertaining product. And the 12-year-old kids, if you line them up and you show them Savannah Banana social media profiles, hey, their shortstop, hey, their center fielder, they're going to point out Coach Rack. I know Coach Rack. And then if you just show them like a picture of the St. Louis Cardinals center fielder, they'll be like, who's that? I don't know.
I never heard of that is. Yeah.
I never heard of him.
This is the exact point where if you pull up all of those social profiles, personal profiles, by the way, for each of the players, they are massive. They are sizable. We're talking
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of followers per profile for each of those guys. I feel like the left fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals doesn't even. I can't even tell you.
Who is that?
I don't know who it is, and also I don't even know if he posts. You know what I mean?
Does he post?
Like, this is kind of the next wave of media, the next wave of distribution. They have to figure it out. It is an issue because the only people that are kind of falling interested into baseball and the MLB specifically, because Savannah Bananas are a different story, are the older generation. And so
Yeah.
you have to remain cool. You have to remain cool with the kids.
You gotta be cool. And the Savannah Bananas are cool.
So
They are cool. They're entertaining. Okay, one more. Scroll down for us, Jack. There's one more here that I want us to see, and this one highlights the problem. Okay, so this is Bryce Harper. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know, Bryce Harper is an incredible baseball player. Okay, now
he's decent.
just watch this. Okay, what you'll notice is that they never say what team he's on. That's a problem. Most people don't know who Bryce Harper is, especially you don't give him the team uniform. It means even less. But just watch this. Watch this and play this for us, Jack, and see this play out.
Bryce Harper? That was fire! How?
I got a new trainer.
Whoa. Can I try?
Sure, kid. What he's got next?
Bro, who's the creative team at the MLB?
I know.
That's atrocious.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. This would have been cool. This would have been really cool in like 2007.
I literally thought that exact thing. I was like, in 2006, this would be awesome and impressive.
Awesome.
But like, this is like, I am shocked that they actually shipped that, and we're like, this is sick. Bryce Harper looks amazing here.
It's shocking. It's shocking. Number one, they had to have a kid come in and say, Bryce Harper? Wow. Okay. But the unfortunate thing is that without the uniform, there's even fewer people who actually know who that is. So he needed to
Who
have.
Does he play for?
He plays for the Phillies. At least he
does.
Used
He
to.
still?
I don't know. Maybe not.
That's the thing. I don't even know if he's still. Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
he plays for the Phillies still.
I
didn't know that.
They should have had him in the Phillies uniform. Okay. That would have been better, but it's a problem that they have to come in and like introduce who this is and like why you should care. Like what they need somebody that's out there and consistent enough with a young enough crowd that they just know. People see them and they know.
So there's a player, and this is a deep cut, and he used to play for the San Francisco Giants. And this is exactly who I believe that the MLB should try to emulate. There's a player, a pitcher, a closer by the name of Brian Wilson. Do you remember this guy?
No.
Unbelievable. Basically an absolute psychopath. And he would give some of the craziest interviews in the entire world. He would have a guy basically walk behind him in like an insane suit. And people would be like, yo, who is that? Like mid camera interview. And he'd be like, oh, that's the machine. We don't talk about him. And it just like an insane
machine.
Yeah. I mean, this guy was totally a personality for the MLB. They should have, figured out a way to sprout up so many more of these people. I mean, it's just like, it's such a missed cause. I'm going to see if I can bring up Brian.
They've got to lean into this. You can bring us back, Jack. You can bring us back. They've got to lean into this because, if they don't, the MLB could very well get their lunch eaten by somebody like the Savannah Bananas. I know that sounds crazy, but there are more teams now. They're constantly going live. For the first time ever, there was actually an MLB stadium that got sold out from two of their teams without the Savannah Bananas being involved. So the Savannah Bananas is like the main team, but now they have all these extra teams. There was an MLB stadium totally sold out, which rarely happens during an MLB season. Okay, there was an MLB stadium totally sold out between two of their, kind of secondary, tertiary teams in Banana Ball, and so I think they better watch it. They got a problem, and they need to WWE-ify this thing. They do. They need to take some lessons from Banana Ball, and they need to make a more entertaining product. What, did you find it?
I found it. It's a little inappropriate, but it's hilarious. Jack, if you want to pull up this Brian Wilson video, it's by Fox Sports. It came out 15 years ago. Okay? If you want to pull this up super quick.
This was like 2011.
Yeah, this is 2011. And then so in 2010 is when we'll go through this.
So up next,
this is the guy.
Okay,
yeah, just play this. Play it. This is the guy.
Texas
He's unbelievable.
Rangers, and your buddy CJ Wilson, the left-handed starter for the Rangers, just tweeted, "See your beard real soon."
Sounds delicious. We'll be coming.
You don't have anything to tweet back to him? You're a pretty creative guy.
Personality.
I think the machine will say all he needs to say when he makes an appearance again.
We don't need to take the machine on national TV.
So for all of you who don't know what Brian Wilson is referring to, he was a regular on the cheap seats with Chris Rose this season.
Same.
And the machine just happened to be a surprise visitor on the show.
The machine.
Enjoy.
Oh, no. I mean, they probably think that it's cruel to do. Whoa! Hey!
Oh, my gosh.
What was that?
What was what? Dubs?
What was that?
Dubs. So he just goes into like, yeah, I'm winning. Yeah.
The Dubs comment?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jack, bring us back. You can pause it.
Okay, bring us back. Bring us back. I do. They need more entertainment.
So like, he's hilarious. That was San Francisco Giants when their peak 2010. There's this opportunity there for like, okay, this is an interesting character. Like we can build some branding around him. Or like, Steven Strasburg, this guy's throwing 110. We should build some freaking branding around this kid.
Build some character around him.
Before he blows out his arm and then has to have Tommy John, which ended up happening.
Yeah, they need more character building, more world building, more entertainment. Otherwise,
isn't that wild? 2010.
Yeah, it is wild, and that's especially crazy for 2010.
That's crazy, right?
For 2010. Okay, one more watch and react before we get there, ladies and gentlemen. Let us talk about Northbeam. If you are in your ads manager all day, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit, and every dashboard tells a different story. Meta says this, TikTok says that. Shopify says that this much revenue, this much ad spend. Which one is telling the truth? Sometimes it's hard to know. Northbeam fixes this with their own proprietary data, starting from the actual purchase, then rebuilding the customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real verified ad views, and they push that measurement back into the ad platform. So optimization runs on what's actually driving your revenue, not what the platforms think is driving your revenue. Start measuring what was previously immeasurable. Go to northbeam.io. Book your demo today. Many thanks for Northbeam being part of this show. Now, next here, we have a World Cup video, and it's inventive, it's unique, it's interesting. I would like you to just ask the question as you watch this thing. What is this for? What is this for? It's entertaining. It's enjoyable. Let's play it. In the back of your mind, just ask the question, what is this actually for? Go ahead, Jack.
Is this for Toy Story 5?
Yeah. Well, it's Toy Story 5-esque.
Yeah. Is it for Toy Story 5?
That's the question. So we've got the different players, different food, interesting, funny. We got England and Germany fighting with sausages. right, skip forward, Jack. Skip forward. Just skip forward. Just keep going. I mean, it's just more. It's interesting. All right, let's see how it ends here. Just let it play out. So what was that for? What was that for?
That's so weird. I mean, I thought it'd be in collaboration with Toy Story.
Yeah. So is it, it's like a Toy Story-esque style, interesting, cool. It's got like World Cup players and their like digital likeness, but the ending is just like World Cup is here. There's no CTA. There's no watch it on Fox. There's no like buy a Modelo. There's zero CTA at all. Like, do you even know? Do you even know like who put that out?
Zero idea. I think the World Cup. I think this is just the World Cup has so much money behind it that they can just kind of do vibe stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, is this a good vibe? Let's do some vibe stuff. Are we gonna do a CTA? Nah, we don't need one. We're vibes. We're that big. We don't need a vibe thing. Let's just go vibes. CTA. No CTA. We don't have to kind of do presenting sponsors. We're just gonna vibes it out today. So I think it's scale.
I don't even know that this was from the World Cup because you didn't see there's no FIFA. There's no FIFA logo.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like FIFA World Cup 2026, USA, Mexico, Canada. There was no, and the video itself is from the Bleacher Report.
That's crazy that like the Bleacher Report also didn't put any of their branding in there. It's like
this is my point. It's like you have to look at like where the video came from. It came from a Bleacher Report account, and there's zero
terrible.
Like monitor the games on the Bleacher Report, like stay up to date.
Terrible.
There's zero. There's nothing.
What is going on with people shipping bad creative? Jeez, first MLB and now this. I mean, come on. Maybe, Chris, I think we're too performance coded. And like people can just like vibes out a lot, and we're just like performance dogs.
Well, I would say that it was an incredible work of art. I mean, it was an incredible piece. All the different characters, and if you know anything about soccer, you can recognize at least a handful of those players.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's Toy Story-esque, and they're doing the cool thing in the food, and they're kind of fighting each other, and it's entertaining, it's cool. I don't know what I'm supposed to do though. Where do I watch it? Where do I subscribe? What do I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Absolutely terrible. Yeah, absolutely terrible. Come on.
Have a CTA, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Tell us. We're all busy, and we see 60,000 ads per day. So tell us what to do with that bad boy afterward. As we move forward to best of the rest, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Rocked After Sale. Most D2C brands, they are obsessed with getting the next new customer, as they should be. But the real lever is making more profit from each one of those orders you are already getting. Is it not? Yes, it is. Let's say you're doing 5,000 orders a month. If you can just sprinkle in $3 or $4 extra on each one of those without touching your ads, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. That's what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Live, they are doing with Rocked After Sale, adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from the cart through the thank you page, and then stacking an extra 30 to 50 cents just for showing offers from Disney Plus, Venmo, HelloFresh, etc. This is high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. No hit to conversion, no impact on LTV, and you can be live in minutes. It is a no-brainer. Go to aftersale.com/offers. Go there today. Start monetizing more of what you have already built. Many thanks for Rocked After Sale being part of this show. Now, perhaps the most exciting post for consumer in what we do in the advertising world, I would like to introduce to you now, especially in this crucial moment where the World Cup is upon us. I would like to introduce to our audience the taller boy, not the tall boy, the taller boy, made by Coors Light. This tweet comes to us via Outkick, and it has this to say: Coors Light is rolling out a taller boy for the World Cup that holds 3 beers in it. For those who don't know, a tall boy holds like 1.5 beers.
1.5. Yeah.
You go from 12 ounces to 16 ounces. Is that right?
Yeah,
it's like right. It's like about 1.5. Okay. Now the taller boy holds a total of 3 beers all in one can, and it is on sale. It's on sale today. It's on sale today on the Coors website. D2C, direct to consumer, Ecomm. The taller boy is here.
I absolutely hate it. I mean, this is so impractical.
Stop it! Stop
I
it!
absolutely hate it. I hate it so much. I think it's so impractical. By the time you get one beer done, the rest of this thing is already warm. I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much.
Colin, this post, which was not posted by Coors,
this
post was made by Outkick. Who knows how many other posts there are? Just this post alone, 11 million views.
It's
11 million views. Absurdity equals virality.
That's fair.
And this thing's going parabolic. Let's just see. Is it available, or has it been entirely sold out? Let's just see. I'm going to go to the website right now. CoorsLight.com. You got to insert your yes. I'm 21. Let me insert my date here. I don't see it. I don't. Oh no, I do. I do see it. Yeah, the taller boy is here. Miko. Oh, well, it's taking me to Instagram. No, it's kind of not what I was looking for. Well, oh, here we go. Here we go. I think I found it. The taller boy? No, I don't see the taller boy. Well, I'm slightly disappointed. They said it would be available, but I don't see it available on the website.
Dang.
I hope this wasn't made up. If it's made up now, I'm disappointed.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You got.
I question whether I got. I think it's real. I think it's real because it's on their Instagram. Taylor Toole said this. I was just sent this, and the only way we can reindustrialize America is if we can deep draw the taller boy. Joel Sawyer says nothing else has ever made me prouder to be an American.
You got to shotgun this.
Yeah, that's a tall one. That's a tall one to get after for a shotgun. Next on Best of the Rest, Mafia episode 2 is out from the Founders Fund. There's more. There's more to be had. Is this going to be on your watch list tonight?
It's cool. I just wish they had new characters in this. So this is episode 2 of the same characters. We got to be quick. We got to be quick with this. You got to put new characters in episode 2. We've already seen a lot of this. And so not to get too boring with it, but they need to keep putting new people in there. Keep it fresh. I do
need a new set of Titans.
New set of Titans. I still, my thesis for this is still extremely strong. And I think it's a net positive for all the founders involved because it humanizes them so deeply. And it's just fun. It's just fun games. But you guys got to get new people in here, Founders Fun. If you want us to be in it, I'm ready. Rock us in there.
Yeah.
And I'll play against Sam Altman. Let's do it.
Or I don't know who else we would play against, but anyway, other people inside the consumer ecosphere. Always happy to participate. I do agree with you. A different set of characters would be cool for this.
Got to. Yeah.
I think I'm still going to watch though. I think I'm going to watch. It's a little sad to me that I'm going to watch because it makes me think like maybe I really should just get together with my friends and play Mafia. But anyway, it's a little sad to me, but I am going to watch it, and I'm intrigued by it. Next, a little garage beer fridge is now available. Again, I hope that I hope you think something of this.
Let's go.
We have found this. Retweet for a chance to win a little garage beer fridge. As I can't see, but look, I can't see the other details there, but look at this guy. I believe it actually works. And they are they're having it for sale here. Garage beer retweet for a chance to win a little garage Beer not included, 21 plus to enter, and they will put a sticker on it. If it works, if it actually makes your beer cooler, I'm all in. I think this is great. If it's just like a decorative thing, I'm not that excited about it.
I completely agree with you on that. I actually want it to work and hopefully get some really cool content from it too.
It would be really cool if it actually worked.
Yeah, I need some cool content from it.
Last before our moment of zen, Dylan Abrascato of TBPN says this: if you're going to splurge on seats, make sure your startup's logo is as big as possible on the merch. This is a video of Jerry Seinfeld. Sound off. Play this for us, Jack. Sound off here. You can see him excitedly cheering at the Knicks game. And then right there in the background is our boy with the loop merch going on in the background. Goated guerrilla marketing moment, to be honest.
That's amazing. I love that. I am waiting for an incredible guerrilla moment for people to have. And I think that's so cool. I love this. I want people to have a guerrilla moment again. Hopefully this goes to game 7. And I'm ready for this. Let's rock and roll.
I did this. Me and Bear Mayer, founder of Bruce Bolt, we did this at the World Baseball Classic. Not the last one, but the one before that. I can't remember who was playing. It was like Japan, and I don't know if it was Japan and the US or whatever. But we got our Bruce Bolt signs, and we went and we sat behind the catcher in seats that we did not have. We sat behind the catcher. We bought seats as close to home plate as possible.
Yeah, of course.
They weren't close enough to be on camera, so then we just went and like gotten somebody's seats and like held up our signs. And we were there. We were there live for like an inning and a half, and then somebody came and like booted us out of there. But
yeah,
worth the endeavor.
Worth the endeavor. It's always worth the endeavor.
Before we get to our moment of zen, ladies and gentlemen, new sponsor on the show, the one and only Rich Panel. Your CX team is buried in repeat tickets that are costing you lots of money. Refunds, order tracking, subscription cancellations, etc. Rich Panel is the AI help desk that fixes this massive headache and automates 70 to 80% of interactions. Bananas. You are only responsible for the exceptions that come up. Your team of Rich Panel AI agents has got the rest for you end to end. If you're paying humans $2 to $10 per ticket, you need to see what 30 cents per ticket feels like. Okay. Ridge cut their cost per ticket by 70% and save $500,000 per year just by making the switch. Migration takes less than 2 weeks, and your CSAT score is going to go up as you do it. Okay. 50% autonomous resolution in 30 days guaranteed, or your money back. Go to richpanel.com, book your demo today. One of the most no-brainer offers in e-commerce. Go do it. Talk to them. Many thanks for Rich Panel being part of this show. Now, moment of zen. Colin, one shot Doherty, moment of zen here. It's so good, and we're so deep in the show now. I almost forget what it is. Bring this video up for us, Jack. This is about making friends offline. We can go sound off here, Jack. I just want you to play it for us and let it go in the background. This is two gentlemen who are in the middle of China. And they're from Europe or somewhere. They just decided, hey, we're going to walk into a random room full of Chinese people in Shanghai eating dinner. We're going to have some cigs to offer as a gift, and we're going to see if we can make friends. And then these gentlemen went on to have an incredible time, incredible night, had by all, instant friends, delicious food, beverages of choice. And methinks they probably partook of the cigs as well. As we close out this episode, wise words from you, parting shot, parting words for our audience, Colin Doherty.
Don't put all your money in the SpaceX IPO tomorrow, please. Just calmer heads prevail, and go make friends in real life. Fun Max in real life.
Fun Max, Joy Max. Thank you, producer Jack. You can bring us back. Many thanks to Kieran Matthew of of Equip joining us today. Incredible story and what they are doing inside of their category. And I would say, you know, doing their part to, especially inside of supplements, bringing some purity back to the game. Many thanks to Colin Slattery, founder, CEO of Tycoon, former mayoral candidate. We learn and got the story behind as well. And many thanks to Brian Folmer, founder at FirstLook, for joining us today. Many thanks to Northbeam Intelligence, Seguno Postscript, Rocked, Aftersell, Axon by AppLovin, Proxima, Universal Ads, and Rich Panel for making this show possible. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you on the other side. You don't want to miss tomorrow, by the way.